And we say good morning to you. We're live again at Max Medicine Mart again on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. Normally we're at Chick-fil-A at the crossings in North Johnson City, but hey, today we have traveled to Kingsport. As you can see behind us, the leadership of this outstanding pharmacy. To the left will be our buddy Dr. Barry Walton on the wall. In the middle is Phil and Barbara McManus, and to our right, the other pharmacist here is Kevin Smith. So we're here broadcasting live at Max Medicine Mart on this Wednesday, back at Chick-fil-A next Wednesday for sure. So this is a one-stop shop, if you will, on this Wednesday to come hang with Dr. Barry Walton and the gang at Max Medicine Mart. Loaded show as always, again on our 560th show. They said it wouldn't last. Show number 560, and so we appreciate the opportunity to come over here and spend our 560th show with our dear friend Dr. Barry Walton from Max Medicine Mart. And so coming up, we're going to be hearing from William Yarber from right here at Max Medicine Mart, Jim Klein from Farmers Insurance, one of our great sponsors, going to stop by, Mike Hedrick doing double duty this week, and he's a pro. He's going to give us the update on the racing tonight in the Eldora Dirt Derby in Eldora, Ohio, and this is a big deal. A lot of the drivers really like to go to Eldora during this midweek race and get on the dirt, if you will. And it is a dirt race at Tony Stewart's track in Eldora, Ohio. So it's a big deal tonight, the Eldora Dirt Derby. We'll get a live report from the NASCAR fan reporter, our buddy Mike Hedrick. Also, Greg Salyer joins us with our Major League Baseball update. Lots going on in the bigs, a lot of trades over the last couple of days. Big one last night between the Yankees and the White Sox. We'll talk all about that. Also, we'll hear from Dr. Barry Walton from Max Medicine Mart and more. Again on this, Wednesday, July the 19th, our countdown to Christmas at 158 days, and the countdown to the Bush's Beans 150 and the UNOH 200, the Camping World Truck Series race, where tickets begin to be qualified to win on Monday. And so we're down to 28 days. What is it, 4 weeks from tonight, we'll be at the High Banks of Bristol, bringing you the truck race and our PA duties. Also, we're 30 days out from the Food City 300. You can see right here, and we're going to tell you where you get your tickets right down the street at Food City here in Kingsport and at all Food Cities for a discount price. Food City 300, Dale Jr. going to be back in the saddle. Again, he'll race. He's 30 days out from that race. We're 31 days away from the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race. And so we wear that ball cap as well from time to time. And there it is, the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race, America's night race. And ticket sales are hopping. I will tell you this, the campgrounds are sold out at Bristol Motor Speedway, so that is a good sign. There's going to be a big crowd coming to town. So all the campgrounds are on the waiting list, and they're sold out. And so a month out, that's pretty strong. That tells me what kind of crowds we're going to be having at the world's fastest half mile. And we should. It's going to be a fantastic weekend, getting goosebumps talking about that when the campgrounds sell out this far out in advance. In fact, they've been sold out for a week or so now. That is a good sign. The crowd that's coming to town for the racing starting again 28 days from today. We always start our show by dedicating to the man on the cross. Young lady we got on her Facebook page last night. Got to give her props up in West Virginia. Kim Whittington Light. Every now and then I get on her Facebook page. She always has some really good Bible verses and some inspirational verses, and so I got to give her props out of this. But on her Facebook page, Isaiah 60:22 says, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will handle it." How about that? When the time is right, I, the Lord, will handle it. Isaiah 60:22. So you're going through something going, gosh, where is he? How come he's not hearing my prayers? How come he's not there? And it says in Isaiah 60:22, when the time is right, I will handle it. Coming up in sports, we've got college football. We've got the AAC preseason, how things will shake out for that particular conference. The Buccaneers in the Southern Conference, again, they're at their media tour yesterday. Find out where the coaches have ranked them preseason for East Tennessee State Buccaneer football. Also in the NFL, Ezekiel Elliott getting a pass by his owner, Jerry Jones, which I, for one, don't understand. But we'll see what you think about that. We come up with that particular part of our segment coming up here in a few minutes from the National Football League. Got a big segment of NASCAR, Major League Baseball a little bit later on the show with our buddy Greg Salyer. So all that straight ahead. We'll take our first break, come right back. Don't forget, time is running out. Here we go. Boom, there you go. Your chance to win tickets to Dollywood. A couple of one-day passes. Again, we're going to give those away on Friday, day after tomorrow. We're going to be at Food City in Churchill for the Midnight Madness sale. TomTaylorSports.com/contest. Winners will be announced on Friday. All thanks to our buddy Jeremy Livesey at JeremyLivesey.com with Mortgage Investors Group. So, again, if you are so inclined to register. No purchase necessary. Again, these are 2 one-day passes to Dollywood. These are going to be good for any day between now and the end of the closing of the park on, January 1st or 2nd of next year. And so you can go use them in the fall, use them at Christmas time, which is beautiful in Dollywood. The Christmas is unbelievable in Dollywood. Of course, the fall festivals are unbelievable too, with all the arts and crafts. And I love walking down through in the fall. There's a little nip in the air in the daytime, and I got the old wood smoke wafting up through the trees, and you can smell that wood smoke. And they got all the different arts and crafts folks in there in the fall festival. So we can use them right now. Whenever you win them, you can use them immediately, or when you are so inclined between now and the end of the calendar year. Biggest thing is, again, get in there and get qualified. A lot of folks have. I think we've got 5 or 6 states now represented. So one more time, go there to TomTaylorSports.com/contest. We'll announce the winners on Friday. Thanks to our buddy Jeremy Livesey from JeremyLivesey.com, who said, I want to give away some tickets on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and he has, and we appreciate him so very, very much for doing that. Then starting on Monday, once that's cleared out on Friday, then Monday we start qualifying folks for this right here, the Food City 300, also the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race, and also the doubleheader of the Camping World Truck Series. We've got tickets to give away to all 3 events. We'll start that on Monday. Monday, by the way, will be in South Charleston, West Virginia. How about that? We're taking the show on the road to Hardee's in South Charleston. We'll be there broadcasting live. Looking forward to hanging out and kind of having an old reunion of sorts. Got some old classmates going to come by and some old friends I haven't seen in a long time going to come by. We're going to be there broadcasting live at Hardee's in West Virginia, talking to some folks up there and also talking to our regulars down here. So it's kind of a combo show coming up on Monday from South Charleston, West Virginia, there on McCorkle Avenue. So we're very excited about that. Quick break. We'll come right back. We'll take a look at the NFL, Kirk Cousins, Ezekiel Elliott, and more. We'll talk about what's going on with the National Football League. Training camp right around the corner for all the NFL teams. We'll do that right after this. We're live at Mike's Medicine Mart, show number 560, brought to you by the good folks from Grip Energy Drink. And we'll be right back right after you hear this.
This is the place where you can forget all about work for a while and celebrate the good old U.S. of A. And take in the best bumper-banging, fist-waving, hero-making short track race of the year, the Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race. And kids' tickets are just $10. Be there August 19th, because it ain't just another race. It's Bristol, baby.
Trucks, and more trucks at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. We have a huge selection of over 400 new Silverados to choose from, with over 700 total Chevrolets in stock, with savings that are bigger than our massive selection. Silverado Double and Crew Cab All-Stars, $11,000 off MSRP. Malibu LT, 20% off. 17 Colorado, $19,995. 17 Equinox, $21,445. Don't miss out on one of the best times to buy a new Chevrolet with savings that will leave you asking, how do they do that? At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City.
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. I'm not Jim Klein. He's due to be here in a few minutes. I'm Tom Taylor. Thanks for being with us again on this Wednesday. Again, July the 19th, 2017. Again, 560th show. Again, behind us, you see the folks who make this place go. There's our buddy, Dr. Barry Walton. He joins us coming up here in a little while. Also, Phil and Barbara McManus, the original folks at Mike's Medicine Mart, still going strong, of course, and still very much involved in the day-to-day operation of this facility. And also Kevin Smith, the other pharmacist. So this is kind of the wall of, I don't know, wall of fame, wall of management, whatever you want to call it, the power wall, as I call it. And so these are the folks that make it go here at Max Medicine Mart. William Yarbridge is going to join us coming up here in a little while. So our first segment, we'll take a look at the NBA and the National Football League, and we'll start with the NFL. And so, Jerry Jones, I don't get it. Ezekiel Elliott going through some tough times after a breakout rookie season running the ball for possibly the most popular sports team in the world, the Dallas Cowboys. Every misstep is being magnified while he's being investigated for domestic abuse claims. Cowboy star was also reportedly involved in a bar fight, also in the midst of an appeal for a 100-mile-per-hour speeding ticket. This guy's a train wreck off the field. Elliott has also been in the news for pulling down a woman's shirt and visiting a pot dispensary while the team was in Seattle. Why is all this, according to Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, giving him a pass? Well, this is Jones. His quote, as you well know, because of his style and personality, Ezekiel Elliott's like a rock star wherever he goes in terms of attention. Anybody that's experienced that knows that takes getting used to. You have to learn many aspects of that. Certainly Zeke is evolving and being subject to needing to learn how to deal with the media and social media the way it is today. All right. So Jones concedes we will continue to educate ourselves as to how it can be portrayed. From the day I became involved with the National Football League, I've had to continually address and learn what it's like to have your every word possibly played back to you in a very public way. All right. So here's my 50-cent take on that. Ezekiel Elliott pulled down a woman's shirt. He has a 100-mile-per-hour speeding ticket, domestic abuse claims. Now, this guy did not come from Podunk University. This guy came from a very high-profile, big city, Columbus, Ohio State University, Big Ten football. So and he was a big star, obviously a big fish in high school. So this is not his first rodeo. So why his owner is giving him a pass on this, I don't know, because you look at the other guys, and of course, look at his teammate. And I'm a big fan of Jason Witten, of course, number 82, Pro Bowler, and the guy has done so much for domestic violence and all the different organizations and charities he represents is involved in. This guy's been in the league a long time. You don't see any of this with him. You can go up and down the list, all kinds of guys that, what was it he said? It's like a rock star wherever he goes in terms of attention. Anybody that's experienced that knows it takes getting used to. Okay? Let's take Tom Brady. Let's take Drew Brees. Let's take, take LeBron James. Pick any high-profile sports star that's not going to done any of this stuff right here. But again, he continues to get himself in trouble. He would appear to be a very immature young man that can't seem to handle his stardom. But somebody needs to sit him down and say, here's how we roll in the NFL, and here's how things go, and here's how you're to represent the Dallas Cowboys, which is probably, this story says, the most popular sports team in the world, and I would have to certainly be one of the top three. But anyway, that's the very latest. So Jerry Jones giving him a pass, saying, well, he's a rock star, and he's got to get used to the attention. That makes it okay, Jerry. pull a lady's shirt down and to have a 100-mile-per-hour speeding ticket and a domestic abuse inquiry or investigation makes it all right. Sure. Good job, Jerry. Elsewhere in the National Football League, Matt Ryan simply waiting his turn to become the NFL's highest paid player. The quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, starting quarterback for the 2016 Super Bowl team, still has 2 years left on his current $103.75 million contract. That will not stop him from asking for an extension for more money. Joe Flacco, Andrew Luck, and of course Derek Carr from the Raiders, my boys, watch him get to the Super Bowl. The silver and black is back. Have all received new and improved contracts over the last few years, and each time they became the highest paid player in the National Football League. Same expected for Matt Stafford, young man out of the Detroit Lions, or from the Detroit Lions, when he signs after this coming season. It'll be Ryan's turn down the road. So he fully trusts team owner Arthur Blank to take care of him. Why wouldn't he? Blank is taking care of him every step of the way in his career from Boston College to the Atlanta Falcons. So Matt Ryan says, yeah, there's a chance I'm going to be making some big money in the next couple of years when his extension runs out, or if he signs an extension. Also, it's worth mentioning Kirk Cousins says he wants to stay in Washington, that evolving soap opera between the Redskins and Kirk Cousins. He says, quote, I would love to be with the Redskins long term. That's why I think that there's still a lot of hope that next off season, when the season ends, the Redskins are going to have, I think, about 2 months to be the exclusive team that I can talk with. Then they still have the opportunity, if we're not anywhere at that point, to use one of the two tags, and then from there there's still time. Cousins says he could play for the Redskins for the next 10 years of one-year deals. Now, here's the one that raised the eyebrows. I, for one, like what he said. I've kind of changed my tune on Kirk Cousins because this is what he says. First of all, what rarely ever gets reported is that ultimately this decision to stay in Washington is not about anything more importantly than my faith. All right. My faith is ultimately driving this decision. Kirk Cousins says, do I feel like the Lord is leading me to make this decision or that decision? And where does he give me peace? Check this out. Kirk Cousins says he brought me to D.C. He has a plan for me. I didn't know if it was going to be for football, for something else, but he placed me in Washington, D.C. for a reason. I believe that with my whole heart, and as a result, I was content to be patient and allow time to reveal that and to continue just to wait on the Lord. And he has revealed that, and he's done far more in my 5 seasons here in Washington than I ever thought he would. And so here I sit, and people are saying it appears to be a dead end here in Washington. After this year, what's going to happen to Kirk? And he says the same answer, I'm trusting the Lord. How about that? I like that. Trusting the Lord. Get that over closer. We're going to be ringing out a lot. So anyway, here's the bottom line. Cousins has another solid season with the Redskins. He'll be looking at another enormous payday. All that's left to decide who will pay him. The Redskins are another quarterback-needy team, and for how long. So he's going to be around for a while. And for me, for my money, he's got his head screwed on straight, giving credit where credit's due. NFL football, the first NFL preseason game coming up August the 3rd. In a couple of weeks, the Hall of Fame game between the Cowboys and Arizona. Then you get into a full season of the first full, I should say, week of NFL preseason football starting the week of the 10th. And the real team plays the Raiders. My boys will take on the Cardinals in Arizona. That'll be a butt whooping for the Cardinals. And then we'll get into the next round of the preseason playoffs, or preseason exhibition, I should say. We're going to the playoffs again this year. And again, it all starts in September. They'll start with a butt whooping when it counts. They're coming to Nashville to whip up on the Titans. And I, for one, can't wait. So it's going to be good for the Raiders. My boys are coming. It's going to be good. All right, let's switch to NBA real quick, and we'll take a break. William Yarber is going to join us coming up here in just a few minutes. Carlson and NutriGold are the supplements on sale this month at Max Medicine Mart. 20% off everything in the store that's Carlson and NutriGold for the whole month of July, which is, what, got 11 days left here in the month? Hard to believe. We're 158 days till Christmas. Golly Neds. NBA games look a lot different next season. The league has had major uniform changes planned since they began a partnership with Nike. One of the big changes in the NBA next year, they're doing away with the traditional home and away uniforms. So expect to see plenty of color versus color uniform matchups next season. Each team will have at least 4 jerseys. Each team will then pick which set they would want to wear at home. The road team can wear any of their jerseys that are a different color. So this makes no sense. 8 teams will be awarded with an additional 5th classic uniform set. I don't know. Just put the shirt on and play. Put a tank top on, whatever it takes, just play. Each NBA team will have 4 jersey options. The association, which is classic white. The team color, which is called Icon. The athlete mindset is the third kind, and then the fourth one is the locally inspired community jersey. Stay tuned. So it sounds kind of crazy to me, but anyway, that's what's going on in the NBA, trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do, I guess, trying to tweak it, trying to make some changes. So we're sitting here in Kingsport, Tennessee on July the 19th talking about it, I guess. Last but not least, the NBA, and we'll take a break. Just as I was talking about LeBron James returning to Cleveland while he was still in Miami, speculation ramping up that James again could leave Cleveland at the end of next season. A report from the Ringer's news source, citing sources who believe LeBron could join the Lakers next summer as a free agent. So he is not happy with what's going on without a general manager in Cleveland. Chauncey Billups reportedly turned down a front office position. Cleveland's offseason additions have been veteran journeyman Jeff Green and Jose Calderon. And so the Rockets adding Chris Paul, and the Timberwolves added Jimmy Butler, and the Thunder added George. So all these guys were wanting to come play for LeBron. Nothing really shook out for that. And so, again, the question is, can the Cavaliers reach the finals for a fourth consecutive season? So we'll have to see. But, again, LeBron James has publicly questioned the direction of the team, and he has publicly said he is frustrated and concerned by Cleveland's off-season efforts this summer. No general manager and not much as far as player moves to try and make them a better team to challenge Golden State next year or whomever else they'll be playing in the playoffs if they get there. So LeBron not a happy camper right now in Cleveland. We're happy campers. We're live again at Mike's Medicine Mart. Some of the great food products here. Check this out. This is good stuff right here. If you like popcorn, see, I got it right there. It is Amish Country Popcorn. They got 3 different bags, and one in the middle is called Midnight Blue. Then you have one called Lady Finger type, the smallest of the hullest popcorn. Midnight Blue is small, hullest, just a little crunchy. And then Rainbow Lady Finger, the smallest of the hullest, HULLESS, hullest popcorn. Again, Amish Country Popcorn here available at Mike's Medicine Mart. Good food grocery. Let's see. Here's one over here. If you do a lot of baking, a lot of folks, you can't find these anymore. Watkins Baking Products, been around for years and years. They have the full line of Watkins products. Baking vanilla, just one of those are brought over for show and tell. And so they've got all these. These are, 11-ounce bottles. And so plastic bottles no less. If you drop them, they don't break. Watkins famous original baking vanilla. So all the different Watkins products, they got them in stock here at Mike's Medicine Mart. And then also, William's going to talk about this coming up in a few minutes, but they sell a lot of Bragg apple cider vinegar. And so apple cider is used for a lot of different reasons, and William's going to, when we come back, take a break, he'll tell us all about that. And so those are some of the things going on here at Mike's Medicine Mart. Again, Carlson and Nutrigold on sale, 20% off the entire month of July here at Mike's Medicine Mart. Coming up, we'll take a look at Buck football. We're going to take a look at some NASCAR news, also Major League Baseball with our buddy Greg Salyer coming up a little bit later in the show with our Major League Baseball update. Yes, it's Wednesday, and yes, we're normally at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City, but today we're again at Mike's Medicine Mart. Before we go to the break, let's tell you again about Pantene Beautiful Links, growing the hair for real hair wigs for women with cancer. And so when it gets to the appropriate length, we'll whack it off and start over. Again, Pantene Beautiful Links offers free real hair wigs to all women who have lost their hair due to cancer treatments, whether it's radiation or chemo or for whatever treatments they're going through. And so Pantene Beautiful Links wigs are distributed through select American Cancer Society wig banks around the country. So again, as I've said many times during the show, I lost a father and a biological mother and a stepmother all to cancer, so it's my small way of giving back. So PanteneBeautifulLinks.com. Check it out. Again, we're growing the hair again to be used to craft beautiful, high-quality wigs, again, for ladies going through radiation and chemotherapy cancer treatment. So, and because they've lost their hair due to cancer treatment. So that's what we're doing with PanteneBeautifulLinks.com. Quick break, we'll be right back. We'll talk to our buddy William Yarber from Mike's Medicine Mart. He's got lots of show and tell over here, and of course coming up a little bit later on, we've got the latest, the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State. How are they doing in the preseason polls in the Southern Conference? We'll find out. Just came back from the Media Rouser down in Greenville, South Carolina. Also, the Appalachia League, who's playing where, we'll tell you all about that. All that straight ahead as we're live at Mike's Medicine Mart, show number 560. Yeah. On our way to 1,000, and they said it wouldn't last. Actually, our next one will be 600. Show number 560. William Yarber next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This is the place where you can forget all about work for a while and celebrate the good old U.S. of A. And take in the best bumper-banging, fist-waving, hero-making short track race of the year, the Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race. And kids' tickets are just $10. Be there August 19th, because it ain't just another race. It's Bristol, baby.
Trucks, 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 and more trucks at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. We have a huge selection of over 400 new Silverados to choose from, with over 700 total Chevrolets in stock, with savings that are bigger than our massive selection. Silverado Double and Crew Cab All-Stars, $11,000 off MSRP. Malibu LT, 20% off. 17 Colorado, $19,995. 17 Equinox, $21,445. Don't miss out on one of the best times to buy a new Chevrolet with savings that will leave you asking, how do they do that? At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. No, I'm not William Yarber, but we're about to get him on the screen here as we're live here at Max Medicine Mart, show number 560. Again, Carlson and Nutrigold products are 20% off for. There he is. Look at him. Look at him. Looking sharp and spiffy with his Max Medicine Mart shirt on.
Yeah.
And we say good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. So,
awesome.
Carlson and Nutrigold are the products. You can see in the background this beautiful pharmacy. Dr. Walton, how old is Max? Oh, he's getting ready to take it. Man, that place is hopping over there.
Yeah,
it's like one phone,
busy.
boom, one phone, boom. So
it's a good thing, though.
It's been, you guys been here how long? A little over a year and a half?
This December will be 2 years.
2 years in December.
Yeah.
Well,
So, yeah.
you have to come in and see it for yourself. It looks like it's brand spanking. It just opened the other day. I mean, it's beautiful. They've keeping it nice and spick and span and clean. It's huge, and so lots of room. You can see the backdrop there of that's actually the candies and the chocolates and the lozenges and the mints and the gum. Is what you're seeing in behind Williams. So here we go. It's show and tell time. Carlson and Nutrigold. Again, hand me the product and we'll put it up close to the camera, and you can tell me just exactly what's going on here with these products.
Start with the Carlson.
Go ahead.
Carlson is a really great fish oil brand that we keep here at Max. We are stocking them because of their quality. They're one of the highest qualities of fish oil on the market today. And a lot of people, just want to know why they take fish oil. What's the health benefits of fish oil? And with any type of fish oil, if you look on the label, there's different fatty acids listed with it. So you have the EPA and DHA, which breaks down the fatty acids in the fish oil. And then your EPA is beneficial for heart function. So you're getting the good fats to the heart, keeping it just healthy, smooth rhythm. And you have the DHA fatty acid, which is essential for brain health. So those are the same fatty acids that are in walnuts, avocados. So it's proper nutrition for the brain, just to keep it firing all cylinders.
Firing all cylinders.
All cylinders, yeah.
So anybody, whether you're 18 or, I don't know, 78, pick the age, anybody, it would benefit them to have fish oils in their daily routine, right?
Definitely, and it's not just good for those two things I was talking about. It's great for just eye health, skin health, even your hair and your nails. So I mean, there's lots of things that fish oil is good for, and it's just the healthy fats that we've all been taught. This is an olive oil, avocados.
I do. You think I would now do this by now. But anyway, 1,600 milligrams of elite omega-3, again, it's by Carlson. 20% off that particular product all month long. And here's the beauty of it, too. You can come in today and get 20%. Come back in 2 hours from now and get 20%. Come in 3 days from now and get 20%. There are no coupons. There are no limits. It's a flat 20% off every time they come in here, right?
Right, yeah.
It's just that simple.
Come
so
as often as you like.
All right. Other show and tells. What's next?
So, we pretty much have the same product here. That is just the liquid form. So with the liquid form, you can achieve a higher dosage, and we have a lot of patients that aren't able to swallow pills. So it's a great alternative for them. They can still get their healthy fatty acids without swallowing a pill.
Yep. So the liquid, same thing, just the liquid form. Fish oil, 20% off. That has the lemon taste to it too. So there's a little bit of a, it's not bland. Got a little lemon, a little fruity taste to it. So that's the liquid. All right. Up next.
All right. So we're on to NutriGold, which NutriGold is a new product line for Max. So we're really happy to have this new product line in. It's very unique, helps us be unique.
There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
Magnesium Gold. Tell me about Magnesium Gold, the benefits of Magnesium Gold.
So all of their stuff is plant sourced or mineral sourced. So that magnesium is actually, instead of being mined as a mineral, it's actually being sourced from ocean water. So it's very mineral rich and very bioavailable. So you're going to absorb more magnesium that way into your body. Magnesium's a hard thing to absorb a lot. So that's great way to get your magnesium content, especially during summer. Everybody's out sweating, we're losing electrolytes, and magnesium is a really key electrolyte. Plays a role in brain function, even heart function, muscle function.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
What benefits does magnesium have for our body? Heart function and brain function.
Right.
And you sweat out a lot of it. And it's going to be in the 90s here in the southeast for the next week or two, it looks like, before it breaks. So a lot of folks sweating doing just the basic things will cause you to sweat with the humidity. So you lose your magnesium, and this will replenish it.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
And that's the best way to get it, honestly. And you have other types of magnesium that is for different uses. So this is going to be more used for electrolyte replacement.
Man knows what he's talking about. He's the manager of the Good Food Grocery, which is the store within the store here at Max Mart. It's the health food side of the building, and so he knows what's going on, and he does all the orders. So Magnesium Gold and NutriGold is a new product line, and it's gone well, and it's been well received, and Max is tickled to have it, right?
Oh, definitely. We love things that make us unique, and that's definitely one of them.
You got that
right.
right.
So we have another NutriGold product right there, and that is the Women's Multivitamin. Every vitamin sourced in that multivitamin is plant sourced. So kind of going back to the magnesium about being easily absorbed, all those supplements in there are going to be more easily absorbed than your synthetics or your mineral based content. So everything that's coming plant based. Also another thing that helps makes us unique is plant based multivitamins. It's kind of a thing that's been researched a lot lately about what you absorb. It's not how much you take, it's what you absorb, and that's kind of where they're coming from. So
that's neat stuff. Again, it's called that one is called Women's Gold, and it is obviously designed Women's Multi-Gold, designed specifically for ladies. Vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B12, biotin. So which is good for your nails?
That is biotin. Hair and nails. Yeah, that's yeah. So,
I'm learning.
Yep.
William teaches me. I do listen. Yep. Iron, iodine, magnesium. We talked about it earlier. Zinc, selenium. Selenium is good for what?
Selenium's also kind of there in the hair and nails kind of thing. So.
Okay. copper, magnesium. Again, this goes on and on the different components of this, called Women's Multi-Gold, 90 veggie capsules. And so this is available again in a glass bottle. And so again, it is Nutrigold. It's 20% off again for the month of July here at Max. So in the Nutrigold line, what's been the big seller so far this month? We're 19 days in, and what's been moving?
The magnesium, and they do a plant-based iron that's also doing really well. So just they're unique stuff, and we've actually got a new order coming in from them late this week. So we're expanding the product line already. So it's a good thing.
Already getting bigger because it's working. Success
Definitely.
breeds success, as they say.
Yeah.
So we're talking to William Yarber again, the manager of the Good Food Grocery here at Max Medismart in Kingsport, located on Center Street. Make tracks to Max. It's very easy to find. It's right down from Dobbins Minute here on what I would call the main drag, Center Street through Kingsport. And again, just look for this big double-decker building, beautiful building, and the flowers out front, and so easy to spot. Brand new building's been here about a year. He said 2 years in December, so we're working on about a year, not quite a year and a half yet, but it's very, very nice, no question about that. Other things you want to talk about? What else you got going on?
Well, I thought we would talk about the Bragg vinegar.
Yeah, all right.
Very popular thing at Max, but again, a lot of people know that it's good for you. They just don't know why. So we touch on that subject.
Apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, a lot of the things that separates your apple cider vinegar from your just regular white table vinegar. So you have the raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar that Bragg's does the best job with, honestly. And the whole point of having it raw and unfiltered is you retain all your nutrients. So they're not heating it up, killing off your nutrients. They're not filtering out all the good stuff. So that's one thing that makes theirs unique. And apple cider vinegar is lots of uses. It's an antacid. It's an energy booster. It also has a metabolism booster and regulator in it. So that's why you're kind of seeing all these diet drinks with the apple cider vinegar in there. You're boosting your metabolism, and you're also kind of suppressing appetite slightly. And it actually contains potassium, magnesium naturally, and it's also a natural digestive enzyme. So lots of uses in that little bottle.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you sell it here at Max Medismart. So do you dilute it with water or just drink it? I mean, how would one drink apple cider vinegar?
I have lots of feedback from different customers. I do have customers that just
Chug
chug it out of the bottle, yeah.
Just chug it.
Yeah. And then I've got a lot that do makes the drinks out of, you take like a teaspoon of the straight apple cider vinegar, 8 ounces of water, spoonful of honey, lemon juice. Some people like to add cayenne pepper to that as well. Kind of plays a role also in the metabolism boosting. So there's lots of different ways you can do it. And then the apple cider vinegar drinks there that Bragg's makes is kind of their own formula. And they do a grape acai, a honey cinnamon, a ginger. So we've got different flavors too, so you don't get tired of it.
I read one time, which is kind of separate but kind of tied together, all the different just regular vinegar, not that you drink, but just how many different things you can use vinegar for. And so then now you throw this into apple cider vinegar, and this is what you consume. And so it's one big, I know you told me before, it's a big, folks use it for weight loss, apple cider vinegar. So that among other things. So again, give me the top 5 benefits of apple cider vinegar. Metabolism,
Antacid, energy booster, a digestive enzyme, and also a mineral supplement.
Yeah. So if you have heartburn or something like that, if you have digestive problems, recommend drinking this or taking apple cider vinegar by Bragg's, and
Definitely.
You've got it, and you sell a pile of it too, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sell a bunch of it. Good stuff. Again, Good Food Grocery. Anything else you want to leave us with, big guy? Great job as always.
Thank you. No, I think I've
You've covered it.
fulfilled my
You have done your duty.
Done my
Yes, you
duty,
have.
yeah.
Carlson and Nutrigold, and again Bragg's are some of the things. And if time permits us, we'll get him back in here in a little while. Talk again about maybe the summertime snacks. Again, it's hot out there right now, and what do you have over there to kind of cool you down? You've got some refrigerated treats and some different things to cool us down on a hot time of the year. Here it's going to be I think it's going to be in the mid-90s here by Friday and Saturday. So, now people complain about the weather. I'm thinking, wait a minute. Wasn't that long ago you were complaining because it was raining, and now we're complaining because it's getting dry. Wasn't that long ago people complained because it was cold and icy and windy out there. I'm thinking, wait a minute, we're never happy.
Yeah, and it happens every year.
Oh,
So it's nothing new.
It's going to come. Hot weather, dry weather, July and August here in the mountains and across the southeast. It's not a surprise. It happens, doesn't it? Give you some taters.
All right.
Great job, William Yarber. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll be taking a look at NASCAR. Next here, we're live at Max Medismart. William Yarber, again, the manager of the Good Food Grocery. Excellent job. Back with NASCAR next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live again at Max Medicine Mart again on this Wednesday. Tomorrow we're going to be, of course, there's a great shot of this part of the Max Medicine Mart. Place is huge, and again, it's a mom and pop pharmacy, obviously, and they do a phenomenal job. So again, there, see if you can see up in here how everything is marked. You come in and shop, so you have ideas exactly: natural facial care, natural hair care, candy and gum, snacks. You have green tea. Everything's marked with these signages above the aisle, so you know exactly what you're looking for and where you need to go to get what you need if you're in a hurry to get in and get out. So great place, and they've done a wonderful job laying out the store, and so we appreciate the opportunity to come over here and hang with these folks all the time here at Max Medicine Mart, at least once a month, and this is our monthly visit, obviously, today. Let's get back in here and take a look at NASCAR again. Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fan reporter, is going to join us coming up here at the top of the hour. Hello to Donna Bryant, by the way, also Steve McCauley, and hello to Andrea and the folks up in West Virginia. We're going to be up that way. Looking forward to hanging there. Coming up Monday we'll be at Hardee's in South Charleston, West Virginia. Hardee's has asked us to go up there and do some live shows, and so we're going to be up there. I think we're going to be in Huntington in August, so we're kind of spreading this thing out, taking it out on the road, if you will. So we're going to be in Charleston, West Virginia, on South Charleston to be exact, on Monday. So if you're in that neck of the woods, be sure and stop by and say hello to us. I know a bunch of old classmates I haven't seen in a long, long time. We're going to stop by and say hello, and so we're very excited about that. So we'll be there coming up on Monday. We will also give you the opportunity to, we're going to have a registration box there. We're going to give you a chance to win tickets, put your name in the hat. We're going to give away some tickets that day to the truck race coming up in a couple of weeks at Bristol Motor Speedway. So we'll pull names there that day and make someone an instant winner of some truck race tickets to come to Bristol. So we're excited about that. We'll be there again on Monday. Tomorrow, Champion Chevrolet. Friday, we'll be at Food City in Churchill. The Midnight Madness sale coming up. We'll be down at Jason Horton's store down in Churchill, broadcasting live there on the Food City Friday. And then we'll come back, as we said, on Monday and head out to the hills of West Virginia. Tuesday of next week, we'll be at Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen. Next Wednesday, Chick-fil-A. Next Thursday, Champion Chevrolet. And next Friday, don't know where I'm at next Friday. So I guess I'll have to go back and check my calendar, which I guess would be a good time to do that right now because curiosity is going to kill me. And I've got it yet to be determined. I think I'm going to be at Sprint is where I'm going to be on Friday the 28th. So we'll let you know about that. Let's take a look again at NASCAR coming up tonight. Again, we'll have a report from Mike Hedrick, top of the hour, the NASCAR fans reporter, about the Eldora Dirt Derby on the dirt track tonight. Again, a lot of the NASCAR guys, Kyle Larson is the defending champ of that race. A lot of them love to run Eldora, and so it'll be at 9:30 tonight. Mike will give us a report on that coming up in a few minutes. I don't want to steal his thunder because he's went to great lengths to do some research on that. So he'll join us coming up here at the top of the hour about that, live from Northern Virginia, the NASCAR fans reporter. The Xfinity race on Saturday at 3:30, the Lilly Diabetes 250. Kyle Busch, the defending champ of that race at Indianapolis. Then on Sunday at 2:30, they'll drop the green flag. Kyle Busch, also the defending champ of that race, the Brantley Gilbert Big Machine Brickyard 400. So that's what's going on this week on the NASCAR circuit. So all three racing. Eldora tonight at 9:30, the Eldora Dirt Derby. It's been there 4 times, and it's a Camping World Truck Series event. And your 4 winners are Austin Dillon, the inaugural winner. Then came Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell, and last year Kyle Larson. So that's going on tonight in Eldora. The current points, by the way, in the Truck Series, Johnny Sauter with a 28-point lead over Christopher Bell. Chase Briscoe is currently 3rd. In the Xfinity Series, Elliott Sadler with a 45-point lead over William Byron. Keep an eye on this guy. This is the one Rick Hendrick says is going to be in the Cup Series before it's all said and done. William Byron is 2nd in points. Then comes Justin Allgaier. And then currently in the Cup Series, you have Martin Truex Jr. with a 38-point lead over Kyle Larson. Kyle Busch is 108 points back in 3rd. And rounding out the top 5 is Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin. Again, Busch is the defending champ of the race, again at Indianapolis coming up again on Sunday. The Brantley Gilbert, the country music singer, the Brantley Gilbert Big Machine Brickyard 400. So I thought that was pretty cool for him to step up and sponsor the race again in Indianapolis. So there you go. Speaking of Indianapolis, here's a couple of guys that have done well. Some of the Indianapolis stats for these drivers. Clint Boyer, 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s at Indy. Kyle Busch has won it twice and 5 top 5s and 10 top 10s and a pole. He does very well at the Brickyard, and so he's one of the odds-on favorites to do well this weekend as the defending champ. Dale Earnhardt Jr., 1 top 5, 5 top 10s at Indianapolis. Denny Hamlin sat on the pole once. He's been in the top 5 4 times and 6 top 10s, so he runs very well at Indy. Kevin Harvick's won it there once, and he's had 2 poles and has finished in the top 5 5 times. So, again, he has done very well there. I guess the Big Daddy Rabbit would be, with no surprise here, the number 48 Lowe's machine of Hendrick Motorsports, Jimmy Johnson. 4 wins, 1 pole, and 6 top 5s and 7 top 10s. So Jimmy Johnson does very well at Indianapolis. Casey Kane, a guy that needs a win. I'd like to see this guy get one. This guy has struggled this year. He's been in the shadow of Chase Elliott and Dale Jr. and Jimmy Johnson of the Rick Hendrick team. And so Casey Kane, 3 top 5s and 6 top 10s. Casey Kane, again, runs pretty well at Indianapolis. Matt Kenseth, 8 top 10s, 8 top 5s in his career at Indy and 11 top 10s. Brad Keselowski, 3 top 10s. I think there's some of the guys you want to look at. Kyle Larson's got a top 5. Joey Logano's got a couple of top 5 finishes. Ryan Newman has won there. He's got a win and 1 pole and 2 top 5s. And then the guy that continues to be very, very consistent this year, Martin Truex Jr., with 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s, again, at Indianapolis, the Brickyard. So if you look at just the numbers, you would think going in, obviously Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch would be probably the guys you would look at to make some noise this weekend at Indianapolis. So you look at the race wins and the playoff points. Martin Truex Jr. right now, the top 10 in that category. Truex, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Jamie McMurray, Brad Keselowski, Jimmy Johnson, and Clint Boyer are the top 10 right now in points. And then you look at okay, I'm going to give you another stat here real quick. And, here you go, stage winners. I want to get to the stage winners real quick, then we'll take a break. And we're going to come back and do a little baseball, looks like. So you have stage winners. Man, there's a bunch of them, too. These guys, stage winners would be, I guess the front runner, Martin Truex Jr. and Kevin Harvick have won a lot of stages. Truex Jr. has dominated the stages so far. Again, stage 1 and stage 2. The actual race winners, we've had Kurt Busch in Daytona. Brad Keselowski won in Atlanta. Martin Truex Jr. got the first of his 3 wins in Las Vegas. The winner in Phoenix, Rocket Ryan Newman. Kyle Larson, the first of his 2 wins, winning at the Auto Club in California. In Martinsville, the track they call the Paperclip, because that's what it looks like. Martinsville, Brad Keselowski won his 2nd race there. Jimmy Johnson, back-to-back wins at Texas, and, of course, the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Then you had Joey Logano moving on to Richmond to win that race. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. won 2 of the Super Speedway races, winning at Talladega, and, of course, coming back winning at Daytona the 2nd time through. Martin Truex Jr. pulls down a W at Kansas. In Charlotte, Austin Dillon brings home the checkers in that black number 3. Jimmy Johnson back in winner's circle again at Dover. Then comes Ryan Blaney, the youngster, winning at Pocono. At Michigan, Kyle Larson. And Sonoma, California, a couple of weeks back, Kevin Harvick brought home the checkers. As we told you to start the second half of the season, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. winning at Daytona. At Kentucky Speedway, Martin Truex Jr. And then last week, Joe Gibbs Racing breaks through and ends the drought. Joe Gibbs Racing's Denny Hamlin of the FedEx Toyota wins in New Hampshire. So everything now focuses to the 2.5-mile track at Indianapolis Motor Speedway coming up this weekend. And again, let me run down as we go to the break here, the top 10 drivers going into Indy. Here's the guys that do well. We pretty much told you the top 5, but Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, the usual suspects, Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick, Casey Kane, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Penske teammates, and Clint Boyer from Stewart-Haas Racing. Those are the guys that typically on their driver ratings at Indianapolis do well. Pole winner from a year ago, Kyle Busch, came back to win the race, which is almost unheard of at Indy. Again, the qualifying time at 184 miles per hour. That's picking him up, putting him down, and of course he wins the race again in 2016. And so that's kind of a tale of the tape what's going on again at Indianapolis coming up for this weekend. The rest of the schedule for the month of July, you have after Indianapolis, they go back to Pocono for the 2nd time through. Then in August, they go to Watkins Glen. They go to Michigan for the 2nd time through in Michigan. And, of course, the one that really counts, as far as we're concerned, will be in the high banks of Bristol Motor Speedway. Again, as we told you earlier, all the campgrounds are sold out. So that tells you a month out what kind of crowds coming to town. So all the campgrounds on property, not off property, but the on property managed by Bristol Motor Speedway campgrounds are all sold out on the waiting list. So that's both tent camping and RV. So that tells you what's happening, folks. They're going to crank it up and come on in here. And so you can get your tickets by simply calling 423-BRISTOL, BristolTix.com, TIX.com, or 1-866, if you're out of the market, 1-866-415-4158. And so it's Bristol, baby. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. The doubleheader. Here's the cool thing, too. The official car of Bristol Motor Speedway, Chevrolet. Well, guess who won all 3 races last year? The bow ties came home. The Bush's Beans, Eric Goodell won it in the Chevrolet for the Bush's Beans 150 for the Wheeling Open Modified Series. Then the Truck Series, UNOH 200, won by Ben Kennedy driving a Chevrolet. In the Food City 300, it was Austin Dillon bringing home the checkers in a Chevy. And then, of course, last year, the Bass Pro Shop. Here is the magic hat we have for that one, the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race. Guess what? Guess who? Kevin Harvick and a Chevrolet. So all 4 races last year. That'll please Andy and the folks tomorrow, and we tell them that, Andy and Tim at Champion Chevrolet. All 4 races last year won by Chevrolet, and for my money, there's not a better car out there. There's 2 cars I could ever have on my bucket list. Would be a '57 Chevy. Whew, man. Jackton, growing up in West Virginia, my man Harold Redmond had him a 55 Chevy paddy wagon, where the sides, it was a station wagon, but the sides weren't, took the windows out and covered them up. Had it jacked up in the back, deep dish Kragers. Ooh, that thing would fly. Baby was pretty too. Harold Redmond had a 55 Chevy, and he had sprayed down the side mine blower. It's an awesome ride. A 55 Chevy. So for my money, a 57 Chevy Bel Air is the best, coolest car ever. And then also, anytime I get me an early Corvette, although I'm not sure I'd get out of one once I got in one, but 62, 63, 67 Chevy Corvette, be nice. So anyway, bow ties. I like them bow tie rides of Chevrolet, the official car at Bristol Motor Speedway, and the official car maker of this show will be a Champion Chevrolet tomorrow. Also coming up, we haven't talked much about this, but the Champion Chevrolet 5-star football preview. That'll crank up coming up in a couple of weeks. We'll be there every week. On a Thursday night, we'll be live at Champion Chevrolet in the showroom. We're going to have a new set, a backdrop set ready to go for that. And we will do that with my co-host Dave Angie from the Johnson City Press, talking football, previewing high school here locally, college football, Virginia Tech, East Tennessee State, University of Tennessee, and then, of course, all the big schools, and with contributing folks, Carmichael and Doug Fritz and other folks going to be on the show, so we're very excited about that. The Champion Chevrolet 5-star football preview. It debuts, the world debut, on August the 17th, and we'll do that again at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we will be coming up tomorrow. We'll take a quick break. We will go live. Yep, it's about time. It sure is. We'll take a break, and we'll come right back, and we'll go to Northern Virginia, talk to my man by phone, Mike Hedrick, NASCAR Fans Report, to give you a preview of the dirt track racing tonight in Eldora, Ohio. They call it the Eldora Dirt Derby. Mike Hedrick joins us next in show number 560 from Max Medicine Mart in Kingsport, where Carlson and Nutrigold supplements are 20% off the entire month of July, here and only here at Max Medicine Mart.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
And back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. There you see him on the phone, or on the screen, on the phone, our buddy Mike Hendry, the NASCAR fan reporter in Northern Virginia. Good morning, sir. Is it hot up there like it is down here?
Man, it is hotter than Hades up here, but it's summertime. You gotta like it. It's growing some plants, some crops right now are probably just glistening in the sun, just as happy as they can be.
Yeah, some folks down here are a little surprised how hot it is, and as William Yarber said earlier, it's like it happens every year. It's called hot and dog days, and so normally August, here it is in July, it's getting hot, and it's going to be hot tonight in Eldora, Ohio, the Eldora Dirt Derby, the Camping World Truck Series event on a Wednesday night, midweek event. So take us through it. Tell us what's going on with that.
Hey, it's really cool. Eldora Speedway. Let me just give you all a little bit of history lesson, because we normally hear about all the other tracks on the circuit, but NASCAR has only been back to clay or dirt tracks for these last few years, actually 5. But dirt tracks were, for the longest time, they were the bread and the butter for, diet for the local race fans. Back in the early 1950s in Ohio, there was a prominent band leader. Now, his name was Earl Baltes. Now, he had just bought some property there in Eldora for a ballroom and all this, but he went to a race in Bremen Speedway, and he was so impressed with the crowds that he decided to build his own track, and that's exactly what he did. By 1954, he had built Eldora Speedway, or what they called the Big E, in New Weston, Ohio. It was just a quarter-mile track when they first got going, but by 1956, it had grown to a 3/8-mile track, and by 1958, it grew to the current 1/2-mile track. Now, this guy was a showman, and he was always trying to put on big events and big races, and the prize money grew as well. It went from an unprecedented, it sounds small nowadays, but an unprecedented $4,000 purse to the prize winner, to the winner in 1971, to $1 million in 2001 when he held the World of Outlaws Eldora Million Race. Now, the driver, a guy named Donnie Moran, won that race, and he was later on called, the $1 Million Man. In 2004, NASCAR driver Tony Stewart, it's kind of when we all catch back in, bought the track. And in 2005, he and some fellow NASCAR drivers in some borrowed late model cars got out there, and they started racing what they called the Prelude to the Dream charity races. Now, those were great, raised a lot of money for charity. In 2013, the track actually hosted the very first time a Truck Series race. Now, that was called the Mud Summer Classic, and the inaugural race was won by Austin Dillon. Now, he just beat Kyle Larson, great dirt track racer, Ryan Newman, Joey Coulter, and Brendan Gaughan. Now, also, and I found this interesting, also in that race was veteran dirt track rider Dave Blaney, racing with his son, Ryan Blaney, that we know now being in that Wood Brothers car. And, Ken Schrader was in that race working on that $75 million that made him fourth in all-time richest. And it was really great to learn so much about Eldora Speedway.
Yeah, and of course, we're getting ready to talk about the winners, but it's interesting because it's a resume builder. Mike, when you win at Eldora, the NASCAR ownership takes notice, because every one of the 4 winners have moved on, and they're getting ready to, 3 out of the 4 are in the Monster Cup Series now. So when you win at Eldora in the dirt, it gets people's attention.
And you know what? Like, you're exactly right. Kyle Larson's in there. Christopher Bell's is in the top level. Darrell Wallace Jr., I'm hearing this week here that the King, Richard Petty, is actually looking for sponsorship to put him in a Cup car.
There you go. So Kyle Larson, Darrell Wallace Jr., you mentioned Austin Dillon, the three winners that are moved on to full-time. So 2013, the inaugural race, Austin Dillon. Darrell Wallace Jr., 2014. Christopher Bell, young man who's an up-and-comer of the Truck Series, won it 2 years ago. And last year, as we said, Kyle Larson was the winner on the dirt. So what makes this track so unique? Obviously the dirt, that kind of goes without saying because everybody else races on concrete or asphalt. But aside from that, what makes this race so unique tonight that all the NASCAR guys like to go there and race?
Well, what makes it unique and totally different is during a regular NASCAR race, you're trying to save your car. You're trying to save the fenders. Aerodynamics matter. So you're trying to stay off of the wall. In this race tonight, you're going to see guys that are actually using that wall. They don't care what that truck looks like when they bring it home because they're actually going to get momentum by leaning that rear truck bed right end back into that wall, and then that gives them the ability really just to rev them tires and go around. So you're going to see the winner will probably have one of the most beat-up-looking cars, and that makes it very unusual and yet fun racing for just your average NASCAR fan.
Speaking of the Camping World Truck Series, we are 28 days away tonight from the UNOH 200. Again, Ben Kennedy back in to defend his crown along with the Bush's Beans 150. Eric Goodell will be, again, I would assume, back defending that crown as well from a year ago, the Bush's Beans 150. We'll talk more about that coming up here in a little while. But the qualifying format is different tonight at Eldora than the usual knockout format. A random draw, let's see if I can read this, looks a little confusing, but a random draw determines a qualifying order for the two-lap single truck qualifying that determines the starting positions for the qualifying races, which are 5 races in total. The fastest qualifier earns the Keystone Light Pole Award. Each of the 5 qualifying races consists of 10 laps with only green flag laps counting. Top 5 trucks in the 2-lap qualifying will start on the pole for their respective qualifying races, and then the top 5 trucks from each qualifying race will move on to the big race. So a little bit confusing, but it adds a little bit, probably a couple more levels of excitement as far as qualifying and beating and banging. So it's not your typical format, and yet it's one that works. And you would wonder going forward why NASCAR doesn't do this every time in all the races, because it really does add to some excitement tonight in the qualifying format in Eldora.
It adds, yeah, it does. It adds a lot of excitement, but it also adds a lot of risk. I mean, you qualify, you qualify and you get your spot, but then you got to go out in those qualifying races. There's not much time if you mess up your truck in between those qualifying and the final one. So it's going to be very exciting. I'm trying not to even think it. It sounds even really confusing to me. So I'm just going to wait and just watch it. I'm just going to watch it, and then when they go, hey, this guy's up front, and I'm just going to be cheering.
Kyle Busch Motorsports. Take a look at this guy. He grooms these drivers and get them ready. He's got Christopher Bell right now, and this guy's considered a dirt dynamo. He grew up in Oklahoma, got his start in racing with sprint cars, and he won the USAC National Midget Championship. This guy, again, in 7 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series races in 2015, won his first career race at Eldora. So this guy's an up-and-comer. It looks like Kyle Busch can go out and find the talent. I mean, we see what he's doing with Eric Jones and Daniel Suarez, some of these other guys in the Gibbs camp. So I don't know who's out doing the scouting for the talent. Maybe it's Kyle himself, but he seems to have the ability to find guys that can drive. And Christopher Bell, the guys in the field tonight, is certainly no different. He's an up-and-comer in the Camping World Truck Series.
And you know what? He's on fire this season, and I'm going to say I think he's the guy to beat. They had a couple practices last night, and in both of those practices, he was second fastest just about. So he's got a truck that's on fire. There's only one Cup driver, Ty Dillon, that's even in this race, and so I think you're going to see a bunch of those truck guys really have a chance to notch another win, or maybe even get one of those rare wins to get them into the playoffs.
Yeah, you look back, the youngest pole winner was Eric Jones, who was only 18 years old back in 2014. The oldest pole winner, you nailed it a few minutes ago, Ken Schrader, won the pole back in 2013, the first year of the race, at a spry age of 58 years old. So Christopher Bell's the youngest winner, won it only 20 years, you just mentioned, back in 2015. So stage is set. They'll drop the green flag tonight at 9:30, and again, it's going to be the Eldora Dirt Derby at Eldora Speedway. We were talking before we got a hold of you, the campgrounds are all sold out at Bristol Motor Speedway. The on-property campgrounds, including the tents, even the tent campers, all on the waiting list. So that tells me, Mike Hedrick, we're getting ready for a big, big weekend coming up in about a month at Bristol Motor Speedway.
And you can just feel the electricity building in the air with people that are associated with Bristol, and some of my fans that I know going, all the folks down there in Jelloville and everything. And I think there's a big buzz. I think it's a buzz about, hey, this is going to be Dale Jr.'s last race at probably his favorite track, Bristol Motor Speedway. And so I know it's going to be exciting. I've almost never been to a NASCAR race when Dale Jr. or Senior hasn't been in the race. And so this will change the sport. Got great young drivers that are coming along. But, yeah, I think everybody wants to be at this race. Not just for the night race, which is probably the greatest of all the races in NASCAR, but because Dale Jr.'s there, and so they want to be close to him. Makes sense.
Oh yeah, he's going to be in both races again. The Food City 300 on that Friday night, of course, the big race, the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race on Saturday, and of course, as I said earlier, the countdown's when we're down to 31 days to the night race. You had talked earlier in the month about the Bristol Apex. This is a brand new area at Bristol Motor Speedway, and I know it's going great guns as well. They've kind of, once again, thought of the fans, and they've kind of taken a place that was off limits in the past and made it more accessible for the fans to get even closer to the action. So in closing here, give us a kind of a thumbnail overview of what the Bristol Apex is all about.
Well, the Bristol Apex is something that's just fantastic, and Bristol really leads all of their sister tracks on coming up with amenities and great things for fans to do. But I'm normally at the Pit Road Party Zone, and I'll be there this year, and it's all outside. Well, the Apex is actually under Victory Lane in that little building behind where the Infield Care Center is. And so what it is, it's like an inside sports bar setting with the TVs all around and a bar and food, but yet you can go on top of right up next to Victory Lane, which is the old smoky rooftop up there, and watch the race from up there. But when you get a little warm, or if it gets in between things during the day, you can always head on down, get a nice bite to eat and a cold drink there with your family, or maybe a business associate that you have. So it's going to be a great place to tuck away in between races or during the hot part of the day, but then still be right on the top of the action, right there when it gets going, right there in turn 4.
You got it. Hey, great report. Thanks as always. We'll talk to you Monday. Monday we'll be in West Virginia broadcasting, so we're going to have you give us an update on this weekend in Indianapolis, the Brantley Gilbert Big Machine Brickyard 400 and the Lilly Diabetes 250, the Cup and Xfinity races from Indy. We'll talk to you Monday. Have a great weekend. You're awesome. Thank you, my friend.
Hey, thank you very much, and have a great day, everybody. And God bless everybody real good.
You got it. There's a pro right there, folks. Mike Hedrick, again, started doing the show with me a couple of, 6, 7, 8 months ago, and has mushroomed into doing a phenomenal job, and we appreciate him very, very much. We're live here again at Max Medicine Mart. Again, make tracks to Max, and you do. One of the coolest places in Kingsport. There you see behind us the leadership. There's Dr. Barry Walton, who's going to be joining us here in a few minutes. Phil and Barbara McManus, and then also Kevin Smith. These are this is the power team, if you will, here, with some great co-workers as well as Becky and Christine and all the folks that make it go here at Max Medicine Mart. But again, these are the folks that get it rolling. Of course, Barbara and Phil are the founders of Max Medicine Mart, obviously. McManus. So Max Medicine Mart, and Kevin, of course, and Dr. Barry Walton as well are the folks that help it go, the 2 lead pharmacists here at Max. So before we go to the break, I do want to tell you about something coming up you want to get involved in. It is a really cool event, and it's for a great cause. We currently have, unfortunately, 90 patients here in the region using the services of St. Jude's Children's Hospital, either in Memphis, baby, there's Elvis. That's terrible. In Memphis, or I'm not even close to sound like Elvis. But we would promote it nonetheless. St. Jude's Children's Hospital in Memphis, or also the St. Jude's kind of a an extension hospital at Niswonger Children's Hospital in Johnson City. So both of those, and of course they are going to be coming up and getting ready, and we're going to be broadcasting from this event, the St. Jude's Putt-Putt Golf Tournament coming up August 3rd here in Kingsport. Registration's at 5 o'clock. That is on a Thursday. Well, it's 2 weeks from tomorrow. Registration's at 5 o'clock. Tournament's at 6:30. 4-person team, captain's choice, only $25 a person, $100 a team. This is really cool. They got Benny Wilson's going to be there performing, putting on a show musically, and this guy's awesome. I say this all the time. Benny Wilson, when he sings Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl, which is one of my favorite songs, to me, he does it better than Van Morrison does. And this guy's really, really good. And so he's been around for a long time, and he's worked many, many shows here in the area. So it's always cool to have Benny Wilson on the stage. He will be there. They'll have a stage set up at Putt-Putt on Stone Drive here in Kingsport. There's 3 categories: pro, church teams, or just loyal supporters. Again, it costs, as we said, $25 a person. Everybody can play putt-putt. Not everybody can play golf, but everybody can play putt-putt, and it's for a great cause. We currently have 90 patients. Again, children from Sullivan County, which is here in Kingsport, Washington County, Carter County, and Scott County, Virginia. across the line in Gate City. So 4 counties we know right here in our immediate area with 90 kids currently using the services of St. Jude's, and that's 90 too many as far as I'm concerned. But thank God there's a place like St. Jude's, and so you can support it. August the 3rd, come out and play putt-putt with us. Registration's at 5 o'clock. Tournament's at 6:30. There's silent auctions. There's a 50-50 auction going on where everybody puts money in the pot, and the winning ticket gets 50% of the pot, and the other 50 goes to St. Jude's, and all kinds of door prizes. Silent auction. All the food is paid for in advance, so every time you buy a burger or a hamburger, a burger or a hot dog or whatever they're going to be selling there that night, it's all going into the pot. So, one year they raised almost $25,000 one night for playing putt-putt. So this is a huge event. Circle the calendar. Again, in the 21 years, the Gold Wing Riders Association here in the Tennessee Chapter C has raised over $1 million for these kids. And so what's really cool about this, they've been doing fundraising and raising money all year long. On September the 8th, they all load up in Bristol in a motorcycle caravan, and they drive to Memphis about 7 or 8 hours on the other side of the state in a caravan. They stay overnight somewhere in Middle Tennessee, but they take the check and hand deliver to the folks at St. Jude's Children's Hospital in Memphis. I would love to be a part of that. I'd love to get on broadcast live from St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. That'd be really cool. As Gary Taylor says, our buddy who's out of pocket this week, he said, man, when you go down there, once you walk in that facility, you're sold. You'll do anything you can to raise money for these kids who, let's face it, not all of them come out. Some of them don't make it back out. Some of them do. And so 90 patients right now here in our region using the services of St. Jude. So circle the calendar. Please consider playing putt-putt. You can just walk up and play that night. You can register ahead of time. You can just show up, walk up. If you want to register ahead of time, call Tom Jane at 323-2239. Everybody can play putt-putt. It's just a great cause, and it's coming up on August the 3rd on a Thursday at putt-putt here in Kingsport. The St. Jude Children's Research Hospital putt-putt tournament. Going to be a lot of fun. Quick break. Dr. Barry Walton's due to join us coming up next here. We are live at Max Medicine Mart. Again, also at the bottom of the hour, going to be joined by our buddy Greg Salyer. And so, he's due to join us coming up here in just a few minutes. But we got Dr. Barry Walton coming up next here. We're live at Max Medicine Mart, show number 560 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one-and-done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, don't forget, time is running out. We're giving away on Friday 2 tickets, 2 one-day passes to Dollywood. All you have to do is go on the website, and a lot of folks have, TomTaylorSports.com/contest. Thanks to Jeremy Livesey and the folks at Mortgage Investors Group. Of course, not really the folks at Jeremy Livesey. He did it at JeremyLivesey.com. Again, what did he tell me the other night? 100 and some closings already this year, 20 more here in the month of July. So he is rocking and rolling, and we were with him down at the K-Met ball game the other night, talking to he and Eric Kistner and Scott Dishner, a couple of real estate agents that he had on the show, or we didn't do a show, just went by there and kind of popped them up on there and let them talk. So Dollywood, again, all you got to do, first name, last name, the town you're from, and your email address, that's it. We don't sell off your list. Once it's over, we on Friday we'll pull the winning name. Then on Monday we clear the deck, if you will, and we turn right around and get ready to start giving away race tickets. So again, Dollywood tickets, 2 one-day passes, over $100. Again, as we've told you, the cool thing about these tickets is once you get in free down Dollywood on the day you use between now and the end of the calendar year, you can re-up and get season passes for 2018 at a discount. Pretty cool. So you get in free to begin with and get season passes if you so desire for next year at a discount. So neat stuff. Again, at Dollywood, against TomTaylorSports.com/contest, and a lot of folks are getting that last-minute name in, so we'll give those away coming up on Friday. We are live again here at Max Medicine Mart. Dr. Walton's going to come by and join us here in just a second. It is, to say the least, busy here at Max Medicine Mart. It is always busy here at Max Medicine Mart. And so we have Carlson and Nutrigold products 20% off for the month of July here at Max. Let's take a look at college football a little closer to home. The Southern Conference preseason picks are out. East Tennessee State Buccaneers getting set for the second year back of the Southern Conference. Picked to finish 8th out of 9 teams in the conference. The results of the polls were announced during the league's annual preseason football media day at Spartanburg, South Carolina. Wofford, led by former East Tennessee State head coach Mike Ayers, picked to win the conference, followed by defending champion the Citadel, Sanford and Chattanooga, and Mercer in both polls. And so the Bucks finished, predicted to finish 8th out of 9 teams. And Coach Torbush said, the head football coach said, doesn't get too caught up in the preseason rankings after the Bucks are picked to finish 8th. So it all starts very, very soon at a brand new stadium, of course, the new on-campus stadium at East Tennessee State, coming along very nicely. And so it should be ready to go for kickoff in September. Very, very nice. And so anyway, that's what's going on there with the preseason rankings. The Bucks 8th out of 9 teams preseason, and as he said, we don't put much stock in that. He said even if we were picked number 1, we don't put much stock in it. It's not where you start, it's where you finish, and he is certainly right on that. Big 12 Media Day is over, and they've made their prediction. The Big 12 predictions, the winning team they're saying will be the Oklahoma Sooners. The Oklahoma State Cowboys picked to finish 2nd. The Mountaineers of West Virginia with their quarterback Will Greer. He seems to be the X factor. And again, this guy can play. He's transferred from Florida to West Virginia. He's ready to go. The NCAA gave him a green light. We're going to be talking about the Mountaineers on Monday. We're in West Virginia doing our show from Hardee's in South Charleston. So West Virginia, pretty strong preseason, finished 3rd. Kansas State with their coach, who's coming back after having cancer surgery. Coach Snyder, Kansas State 4th. Texas 5th with their brand new coach at Texas. Coach, is it Tom Herman? Yeah, Texas. TCU 6th. Baylor, the Bears, predicted to finish 7th. Texas Tech would be 8th, Iowa State 9th, and Kansas predicted to finish dead last, 10th in the Big 12. And so the championship meeting, it does have a championship game again. Be interesting to see how this goes over. So that meeting is going to be in Stillwater November the 4th to figure out about the regular season meeting as far as the playoff. They did prove it, and so we'll see who's going to be playing, but there will be a Big 12 championship game this year to give that winner the right to move on to the playoffs. The sleeper team, apparently everybody's kind of watching Kansas State. An experienced quarterback in Jesse Ertz and a solid defensive line, so they will host Oklahoma and West Virginia in Manhattan, so keep an eye on Kansas State out of the Big 12. The three biggest games in that conference, the obvious, Oklahoma State in November, Oklahoma, Texas, the Red River rivalry on October the 14th, and then Oklahoma State, the Cowboys invade Morgantown, West Virginia on October the 28th. That is huge. That will be a shootout that could determine one of the representatives in the Big 12 championship game. And so Oklahoma State in Morgantown at West Virginia on October the 28th is a big game. It's been circled by the entire Big 12 conference as one of those must-sees for the Mountaineers and Oklahoma State. Halloween weekend, October the 28th in Morgantown, West Virginia. Heisman hopefuls out of the Big 12. Baker Mayfield, the quarterback of Oklahoma, two-time Heisman finalist. Mason Rudolph, the quarterback at Oklahoma State, one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the country. And James Washington, the wide receiver of Oklahoma State. Again, he's one of the preseason Heisman hopefuls out of the Big 12 Conference. I would think you'd throw in Will Greer. I know he's under the radar. This guy had a heck of a career, brief as it was, for the Florida Gators where he got in trouble and had transfer. And so Will Greer can sling it all over the field. So I don't know if he's a Heisman hopeful, but he's going to bring instant respect and notoriety to the West Virginia offense in Morgantown. The coach on the hot seat of the Big 12, they're saying, is Cliff Kingsbury at Texas Tech. 13-23 record in conference play the last 4 seasons. Red Raiders haven't had a winning record in the Big 12 in that stretch, so their defense has allowed 43 points per game last season. So if he doesn't get it turned around, those all three are red flags. If he doesn't get it turned around, he could be in trouble. The head coach of the Texas Tech Red Raiders out of the Big 12. American Athletic Conference, their media day is underway in Rhode Island. They have come out with a full breakdown of the East. The winning team will be in the East. They say South Florida, Central Florida, Temple, the Cincinnati Bearcats, East Carolina, and UConn in the East. In the Western Division of the AAC, Memphis, baby. Houston, Navy, Tulsa, SMU, and Tulane. And in the championship game, they're saying it's going to be South Florida and Houston in the championship game of the AAC. That's the preseason media hype, and you know what that's worth. That and 50 cents gets you a cup of coffee, but it sounds good here in July to talk about this. Also, the ACC, the Florida State, Miami, and all that going on. The Atlantic Division, here's how it shook out as far as the voting. In the Atlantic Division, they're predicting that's a tough division. You've got Florida State, you've got Clemson, you've got Louisville, you've got North Carolina State, Wake Forest, Syracuse, and Boston College in that order. And then in the Coastal Division, as Dr. Walton gets his cans on, in the Coastal Division, Miami, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, Pittsburgh, North Carolina, Duke, and Virginia. So there you go. That's the preseason Atlantic and Coastal Divisions, and going to be interesting. Dr. Barry Walton joins us, and, you know, let me get him up on the screen here because we want him. You don't want to see me. You're tired of seeing me. You want to see the man, the myth, the legend. Boom, hit that there, and boom, there he is. Look at him. Dr. Barry Walton, Max Medicine Mart.
I think I just broke the internet.
Good morning, sir. How are we in the afternoon? We are. It's afternoon.
It's been so busy. I couldn't even dispute it.
I walked in and said, "How you doing?" Yes. I knew right then. So it's been hopping, and that's what we want at Max Medicine Mart. Make tracks at Max, and you do. All right, before we get into matters at hand at Max, bragging rights. ACC says Southeastern Conference not the best football conference anymore. Look what we've done. We got Clemson, preseason Florida State. We got Louisville, what they did last year. The Hokies had a heck of a year. So argument, yay or nay, that the ACC, the pendulum has swung, and they may be the best football conference in the country. You say?
They may be.
Yeah.
They may be. You know.
I was wanting an argument.
No, you know, preseason doesn't mean anything. You know, I've told you that for years. You know, Alabama's typically been ranked at the top or near the top every year, which is nice, but that doesn't get it done. Last year we fell a little bit short against Clemson. Fantastic game. Enjoyed it even though we lost. because I have strong feelings for the Clemson coach. So someday he might be down there in Tuscaloosa. You just never know. So they had a great year last year. They haven't done it for 20 years like the SEC, but they had a good year last year.
Little zing, 1 versus 20. Call me back when you get 20 years under your belt, right?
It's kind of like the Florida Marlins comparing themselves to the New York Yankees. I don't know.
Yeah. Call me when you won about 25 world championships.
Exactly.
You do see a game that's really going to kind of set things off for the college football season. Florida State and Alabama in Atlanta. A lot of folks say this, the loser of this one's going to be out of the national championship picture. I disagree with that because there's so many big games, and I think you may see a team with maybe 1 or 2 losses heading into the national championship game later on, or of course into next year. But agree or disagree, this is going to make or break these programs.
It won't break them. It could make them. Just because people always argue about strength of schedule and stuff like that, and I think you could still get there with 1 loss. Now you'd have to run your conference, whether Alabama ACC or SEC and Florida State ACC. So they would have to run the table otherwise, because I don't think a 2-loss team is going to get in the playoffs. But I would much rather have those games scheduled than like the Ohio State playing Southeast West
Podunk University,
Ohio College for the teachers or something. It's much more gives you a much more better idea of where you are and where your team is when you schedule these high-profile games. And of course, Alabama hasn't shied away from anybody through the years, and typically most SEC teams haven't either. I mean, Tennessee's played some tough games. They've gone out to Oregon. They've had Oregon come in here, and this was back when Oregon was a powerhouse. They've gone to Oklahoma, had Oklahoma come here. So those are the kind of games people want to see. They don't want to see a big powerhouse playing Youngstown State, even though Youngstown State's a good program in their division. They would rather see and when Appalachian State went up and beat Michigan, that was a great game, but it's not what anybody expected other than the folks over in Boone probably. So it's I think these high profile games are good for the sport.
Case in point, here's Florida State's schedule. Alabama on September the 2nd in Atlanta. Louisiana Monroe, that's the Duck Dynasty boys, that's a checkbook game. Miami of Florida, at home. North Carolina State home, at Wake Forest, at Duke. Louisville at home, at Boston College. Syracuse at Clemson. Delaware State for homecoming, and at Florida. Pretty tough schedule.
And you look at their non-conference, they've got, besides Delaware State for homecoming, which, it's homecoming, for goodness sake. Let's give them a cupcake.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're playing Alabama, they're playing Florida, and the ACC, with the addition of the other teams, have beefed up the performance of the whole conference. So, having Louisville in there now, and, through the years they've added, Miami, of course, they added Florida State at one point. So, all these schools have really beefed up the ACC, so that they're now they have the right to brag on what they did last year. It was a fantastic year for them, and they went toe-to-toe with the SEC, and a lot of times came out on top, including the national championship. So I can't say anything bad about that.
Nick Saban, again, his 11th year in Alabama. This guy is 119-19. Good Lord. At Alabama versus top 10, which is really kind of how you rate your program, what you do against the big boys. He is 25-8 versus top 25. He is 50-16. The guy gets it done. Here's their schedule. Florida State, obviously, September the 2nd. Fresno State, which is not really a cupcake team. The Bulldogs have been pretty good in the past. Colorado State, and then you go to Vandy. Ole Miss at home. At Texas A&M. Arkansas for homecoming. Tennessee, of course, October the 21st in Tuscaloosa. LSU. Mississippi State. At Mississippi State. Mercer, then at Auburn. It's pretty strong. You start with Florida State and end up with Auburn.
Yeah, and
both away from home.
Arkansas is going to be a much better, much improved team this year, I believe. So it's going to, the conference is going to. I think they had a little down year last year overall, but I think they're going to come back stronger this year.
We're talking to our buddy Dr. Barry Walton from Max Medicine Mart. This is your vaccination destination. I'm going to run down some of these that you have that folks come in and get their shots. Pneumonia, hepatitis A and B, meningitis, typhoid, tetanus, diphtheria and pertussis. Pertussis.
That's whooping cough.
There you go. Chicken pox. Well, here, you can do it better than I can. That's
chicken pox, MMR, which is measles, mumps, and rubella, rabies, and Gardasil, which is the HPV vaccine, which has helped stop a lot of cervical cancers. So, and the pneumonia, there's actually 2 different kinds of pneumonia now, especially if you're over 65. Medicare will pay for the Prevnar 13, and then a year later they'll pay for the Pneumovax 23. So those are things that can decrease your chances of getting community-acquired pneumonia. So that would be something, if you're a senior, you definitely want to do.
Rabies. How often, as we as adults, are supposed to get a rabies shot?
You really don't need one unless you're exposed, or unless you have a job that's exposes you to animals. Case in point, we had a person a few months ago that came in, was going to go work at a zoo. So they had to get a series of rabies shots pre-exposure because they knew they were going to be exposed to these animals that carry it. Interestingly enough, around here, unless it's a rabid dog, you don't hear very much about it. Squirrels that are in our neighborhood, they don't carry rabies. That was just something I learned a few years ago when one of my friends decided after a ball game to chase a squirrel, and the squirrel turned on him and bit him. It was fantastic. We went to the ER, and that's where we learned that squirrels don't carry rabies. So he didn't have to get shot for that. It was just had to get stitched up where those squirrels can get vicious now.
You might be a redneck if a squirrel chases you and bites you. There you go.
Right across from J. Fred, baby.
Oh, there you go. It's a football squirrel. We're talking to our buddy Dr. Barry Walton. Okay, so the MMR, the measles, mumps, and rubella. Is there are we supposed to? As adults, are we supposed to be on a maintenance record to get these shots?
There is, and there's the CDC has a website. The CDC vaccine website is excellent, not only for your normal vaccines, but it'll break it down by your age group, or if you're traveling. A lot of times we had some folks from a big chemical plant nearby that were sending people to an Asian country, and they needed Japanese encephalitis vaccines, something we don't typically carry, but we did order it for them, and they've come in and gotten those shots here. So if we are notified a little bit ahead of time, we can usually get the vaccines that you need. But flu is getting ready to come up. In fact, I think we were told a little bit earlier this month that it should be here around August 22nd. So, and we'll probably start vaccinating in September. That's typically when we do it. We don't want to do it too early. Some studies have shown that if you do it too early, it won't last the full season, and we want to make sure that folks do last the full season. And of course, we're going to be getting the high dose in again this year for our senior population. So those are things that doctors have really been excited about us having in stock, because frankly, most doctors don't want to carry this stuff because A, it's expensive, B, they don't get reimbursed a whole lot, and it takes time away from other patients that they have, because most people don't make an appointment for a flu shot. They just want to come in and get it done and go. That's what you can do here at Max Medicine Mart. You don't have to make an appointment. You just come in, fill out a little 4-questionnaire piece of paper, give it to us. We'll run it through your insurance, and hopefully you won't have to pay a thing for it. And then we'll give you your shot, and stick around for a few minutes, make sure you don't have any reactions, and you'll be on your merry way.
There you go. We're going to talk about heat. There's different levels of heat exhaustion and heat stroke coming up here in just a second, because the heat is on here, and of course we have listeners and viewers in all the states in the southern states, so it's hot all across the south right now. It's not supposed to break until next week, so let's jump in there and go. Obviously, Williams will come back in a few minutes to talk about how to stay hydrated with the water and the different things we need to stay out of trouble, but there are different levels. We've talked about this before. There's a heat stroke, there's heat exhaustion, so step us through what's the basic and what are some of the symptoms, and run us through, would you please? The
number one thing you need to know is if you feel like you're thirsty or have cotton mouth, you want to make sure you drink, because you're already dehydrated. If you wait that long, it's not too late, but you want to make sure that you get that water in your system. The other thing is, sunscreen will help you from getting burnt. It doesn't always necessarily help you with the heat. So that's something you need to consider as well. Of course, we're big fans of Blue Lizard. I told you, went a couple of weeks ago. We went on vacation down to Key West, used Blue Lizard, and came back, and no problems whatsoever. Didn't even peel, which is a great thing for me, because I'm not the darkest person in the world. So it's and we were. I can tell you, we were out there in that sun, and it was warm. Not as warm as it has been around here as far as feeling, because there was a breeze down there. Up here, it gets a little bit thicker. So It's but you can actually, when you start getting hot and you don't sweat, that's a problem too. So all these things are can be considered medical emergencies. So you want to make sure that you look into that. Make sure that you are prepared, and the main thing is make sure you have sunscreen to keep yourself from getting burned, and make sure you drink that water to stay hydrated.
Here's your sunscreen, by the way. Of course, we love it. We promote it, and it's right. Look at that. I'm terrible at that, but there you go. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen, the sport brand, where it says water resistant for 80 minutes. That's 6% zinc oxide formula. This is one of 4. It also has baby, it also has sensitive, and one for your face. But if you're going to be around the water, fishing, swimming, you can apply this. I'm like Dr. Walton. I use it. Put it on the little people. It's dermatologist recommended, SPF 30 plus, and it's made right here in the Tri-Cities. Of course, we're going to be there Tuesday, broadcasting live, and so. At Blue Lizard, sunscreen protection is our passion, meeting the needs of dermatologists for over 15 years. He uses it, it works. I use it, it works. In fact, the lid, the cap, you put it out in the sun, when it turns blue, that tells you that there's UV rays out there, and so we need to, it kind of does it for you. Bottle changes color in harmful UV sunlight. Again, it's Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen. Put it right there. Again, that's sport. It's also baby, just for the little people. We can't emphasize that enough. You've told me before, you've got to, if you have little people out and about, whether it's at Fun Fest or out the lake or the pool, wherever they are, they've got to be taken care of and put sunscreen on them.
Absolutely, and that that can generate a medical emergency right away. Those little fellas, they don't have much protection anyway, and their skin is so sensitive that you can get a major burn right away. So we want to make sure that folks do realize that it's important to find one. These are good because they're dermatologist recommended, so they know they've been checked out. We don't want to put anything on the baby that would cause a reaction. Sometimes people are allergic to some of the ingredients in some of the sunscreens, so Blue Lizard, I think, has done a really good job of really researching that and making sure that they do the best they can to minimize that risk. But you want to make sure that the babies, the kiddos, all of them don't get those burns. The more burns you get, it can quickly increase your risk of having skin cancer later in life. And it doesn't take very many burns for that risk to go up really quickly. Something like 3 burns and your risk increases like 50%. So it's an incredible statistic, and a lot that, when we were kids, we didn't hear those statistics. So I'm sure all of us in my age and around that age are probably at a bigger risk because, we didn't use sunscreen growing up and we got burnt. And and now sometimes we're paying for it. I've got a lot of friends that have chunks of skin missing, and the reason is, they got those sunburns early in life, and then later in life it turns into skin cancer because it just kind of changes the way your body does. So,
one more I want to talk about too is face. Again, we were at Blue Lizard last week or 2 weeks ago. Jeff Bedard, the owner and founder of Blue Lizard, said this is pretty cool that fishermen use the face one because there's no parabens, no fragrances, and other sunscreens have a smell to them, and so when they bait their hooks or whatever, the fish won't bite because they pick up on that fragrance. This is no parabens, no fragrance. Also, the ladies can put this on their face first and apply makeup over top of it. So they sell the whiz out of this. Specially formulated for daily wear to provide effective UV protection, moisturizing sunscreen enriched with antioxidants to help rejuvenate your skin, reduce the signs of aging. And he said it's a gel formula too. It's sold right here again at Max Medicine Mart, Blue Lizard. In fact, most of the time you can't keep it in stock, can you?
I tell you what, we get it in almost Monday through Friday. We'll get it in almost daily, and it flies out of here. And especially coming up with this being Fun Fest week, and we're not too far from the stadium. You can see it from here. So there's a lot of foot traffic that'll come by, and they'll swing in here to get stuff, especially with the sun and the temperatures that you've been talking about. It's we're talking heat indexes hovering around 100 pretty much all week. So it has the potential to have some medical emergencies out there. So if you will, say a prayer for the EMS, EMT people out there, because they're going to be responsible for taking care of thousands of people this weekend.
Well, up to the Crazy Eights Saturday night, we were emceeing it, and a guy came down from the water people, calling and said, "Hey, get on the PA and call EMS." Long story short, guy had a heart attack up in the stands because of the heat. So it does happen. You got to use your noggin out here in the heat, and the last thing you want to do is wear something black. Yes, I'm a Raiders fan, but even I wouldn't wear it today, black. So
you can wear your away game jerseys. Yeah.
I like it. Wear a little silver. You got it. So use your noggin. He talked about things you should do and the different stages of heat And so, and unfortunately, it doesn't always have to be older people. Younger people can get in trouble with the heat too, right?
Absolutely. You know, unfortunately, heat doesn't discriminate. It'll if you're human or a pet, and we do need to remember those pets, because it doesn't take much for them to overheat, and especially if you have a black pet. You know, I've got a little dog that's black. I've got a cat that's black. And they heat up faster than anybody. So it's just, you know, you want to make sure that you take care of them as well, provide them with lots of water. If they're going to be outside, make sure they have a nice shady area where they can go and get and drink that water, so they can protect themselves as well. But yeah, ages, as far as humans go, it doesn't matter how old you are. Heat can be an issue, and we want to make sure that we minimize that risk.
You're a Cowboys fan.
I am.
Ezekiel Elliott going through some tough times, being investigated for domestic abuse, involved in a bar fight in the midst of an appeal for going for a 100-mile-per-hour speeding ticket. Also been in the news pulling down a woman's shirt early in the year and visiting a pot dispensary while the team was in Seattle. Now, his owner, Jerry Jones, says, well, as you well know, because of his style and personality, it's like a rock star wherever he goes in terms of attention. Anybody that's experienced that knows that takes getting used to. You have to learn many aspects of that. Certainly Zeke, as he calls him, is evolving, being subjected to needing to learn how to deal with the media and social media the way it is today. Now, he's giving him a pass, and I disagree totally. All you got to do is look at his teammate, Jason Witten, who knows, he obviously knows how to navigate around things in Dallas and the NFL. So this guy, he's been on the team for a year, been in domestic abuse, a bar fight, 100-mile-an-hour speeding ticket, and pulled down a woman's shirt at a parade, which it was all over the media, social media, and visiting a pot dispensary while the team was in Seattle. And the owner says, wow, it's like a rock star. And anybody that's experienced that knows that takes getting used to being a rock star. And you say, being a Cowboys fan,
well, it does take experience to be a rock star, but good Lord. I mean, and I think the domestic abuse thing, to be fair, was reported before he actually joined the team at first, but there's no excuse for that crap. These guys need to, you know, they need to realize, just like anybody else, you know, my mama, she taught me, you know, nothing good happens after midnight. So, you know, typically speaking, you know, you won't see me out after midnight. It doesn't matter where it is. You're not going to see me at a pot dispensary. You're not going to see me anywhere that's going to be any trouble. And you know, usually I'm going to be, if I'm anywhere out and about anyway, you know, because I don't get out much. But, you know, we go out to eat, and then we go home. You know, we have fun with our friends. You know, we went out on the lake the other day with some friends. We didn't cause any trouble. The law didn't show up. Nobody filed a report with the police. You know, it cannot be that hard.
Yeah.
I agree that these guys are targets. I mean, anytime a millionaire is out there and you know they're a millionaire, there's going to be people out there that are going to try to provoke them just so they can get some money.
Sure.
But don't put yourself in those positions, that won't happen.
Yep.
So you got to use the old noggin.
Mama said you don't want to get caught up with it, don't go where it's at.
That's exactly right.
All the time. You don't want to get caught up in the bad stuff, don't go where bad stuff is.
We had some good mamas.
There we go. We did have some good mamas. God rest her heart. She's gone. God rest her soul. But so anyway, he keeps giving them passes to all these guys. He did it against Michael Irvin. He makes passes or gives them a free pass all the time. But at some point, you got to step up and, you know, be accountable for what you are. The guy's a tremendous talent, no question. But again, as a role model, not so much. But again, he could take lessons from, you know, say what you want about Romo. Romo stayed out of trouble.
Yep.
Witten stays out of trouble.
Yep.
What's the big tight end's name? Not tight end, but the big wide receiver.
Are you talking about Des Bryant?
Des Bryant. But you look across the league, and you know, there's lots of guys that are in the public eye that manage to stay out of trouble. So
those Manning boys did pretty good.
Yep, those Manning boys did all right. Yeah, now, that Brady guy, for everything he's been into, off the field, you don't ever hear anything about him being in bar fights or anything. So
no, he just cheats on the field, so that's okay.
I knew that was coming. I saw it was like a freight train coming down the track. Just set him up and get out of the way. Boom. So, anyway, we hope for the best for Ezekiel Elliott and the Cowboys. You feel good about them this year? Think we'll have a pretty good year?
You know, I was shocked last year, so I'm cautiously optimistic this year. You know, I've seen way too many people have that one good rookie year and then have the sophomore slump. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I think Dak has been a pretty good person to head the Cowboys. He's athletic, and he has a very interesting story too. Going to Mississippi State, got to see him at he thought enough to go back when Mississippi State made the Final Four in women's basketball. He was down there cheering them on, and you like to see things like that. You like to see these kids that stick around college for 4 years, graduate, and still come back and promote their schools. And that's one thing I will say about folks like Peyton Manning always comes back to UT, and everybody loves to see him. Dak Prescott down there at Mississippi State, same way. And even old timers like me, enjoy seeing Joe Namath coming back to the Alabama. So it's very nice to see these guys that you grew up watching play and going on to further success in the pros, but they still, most of them, or a lot of them, let's say, I won't even go most, but a lot of them seem to keep their heads on straight and are just good people. So it's fun to kind of watch and mingle with them sometimes when you get the chance.
Sure. Carlson, Nutrigold on sale this month at Max Meadows Mart, 20% off. Again, Williams on earlier said Carlson's flying out of here, and Nutrigold's a brand new supplement you brought on board, and it's flying out of here too. So the beauty of this is, as we say every time we talk about Max, is there's no coupons. You can come in here and shop right now and buy it and come back an hour later or 2 hours. It's 20% off across the board the whole month. There's no coupons, there's no limits. It's just a flat 20%, and folks come in here 2 or 3 times a month and load up, don't they?
They do. We actually have people that, much to my surprise, I didn't realize people were doing this, but they were planning throughout the year. They will plan, when certain supplements will be on sale by the month, and when that month comes around, they'll come in here and stock up on what they need for 6 months or a year, because typically each line will be at least twice a year. So we try to help those folks out, and it's been good for them, and they reward us by coming back and being good patients and customers for the pharmacy and for Good Food Grocery.
Here's one I want to give him props on, because he turned me on to these about 15 years ago at the old store. Been taking them ever since. It's Nature's Plus. Again, vitamins. These are mini tabs, the source of life, and I get them only here at Max Meadows Mart. And Barry turned me on to these, 10, 15 years ago back in the old store. That's how long our friendship goes back. And I said, man, give me a vitamin. It's a mini tab with no iron, and it's called Nature's Plus Source of Life Multivitamin Mineral. And I get them here at Max Meadows Mart. And you sell a bunch of these, old yellow cap. But again, you got me started on these, and it's the only thing I take. And knock on wood, I haven't been sick. I mean, we take these, and it really helps you build up your immune system, among other things. And so Nature's Plus is another good product line, isn't it?
It is. We have a lot of different lines that you can't just find anywhere. So we want folks to know that, if you're looking for something, we had a lady come in here yesterday looking for a certain lotion that would help with her bruising. She was having bruising issues, just like bumping into stuff. If you're on blood thinner, it happens. You can see these people that have purplish marks all over their arms where they've just run into stuff and have a little bit of internal bleeding. There is actually products out there that can help minimize that, even after the fact. So she was looking for a specific one. We found that for her, and she's going to be in today to pick it up. So if we don't have it, we can typically, if our wholesalers have it, we'll have it in the next day. If not, we sometimes have to order it, and it takes 3 or 4 business days to get it in, and then we'll call you when it comes in. So we'll let you know that it's here, and of course, if it's something like these lotions and things that this lady was getting for her bruising, there's no obligation. If you look at it and say, no, this isn't exactly what I wanted, you're not obligated to take it. We'll either help somebody else out with that product, or we can send it back to the wholesaler. So it's one of the great things that I think that we do here is focus on customer and patient satisfaction. We want to make sure that folks get what they want and don't get stuck with something that they don't want. It's just as equally as important.
Sure. Last product, and we'll let him read some of these uses for coconut oil. This is a new product we had when I was here last month. It's called Skinny & Company Oil Pulling Raw Cold Pressed Alkaline Dentist Recommended Coconut Oil, a refreshing peppermint. And so it comes with a little spoon, and this thing is cool. It's called Skinny & Company. It's coconut oil, and it's got it right here at Max Meadows Mart. And so we're not going to hit all 50, because you got to get back over there. They're hollering for you. But Hit me with some of the things that we didn't know. I didn't know until I started reading this, uses for coconut oil that you can get out of this particular product.
Well, absolutely. And when you talk about coconut oil, you're talking about some fats, but they're good fats. So, we have to have good fats too. This is even safe for babies. A lot of times they'll add this to help with babies. You can even put it on the baby's skin, because it's not anything that if they put their, if you put it on their arm and they put the arm in their mouth, it's still safe, because coconut oil is safe to ingest. So those are some of the things. You can use it cooking. You can use it if you put cream in your coffee. You can use this, and it's considered a vegan creamer. So you can, if you don't want to use animal products, then this is a way to get around that. You can put it in smoothies. It'll help actually maybe give the smoothie a little bit more body. So that's one thing that's good. It's also helps with the absorption of other things like calcium and magnesium, and of course calcium is important for the bones. Vitamin D helps with that as well. Magnesium is also helpful to help alleviate leg cramps. Also helps pretty much calm your body, so that's one thing that's good. We talked about during pregnancy, it can help babies get the necessary fats they need. It can help heal skin after an injury or infection. It's also good just to put on your skin. If you and I probably need some right now. Looking at my arm, they're a little bit dry, so I probably need to put some of the skinny coconut oil right there on my skin. Great moisturizer. You can't get any better than that. And a lot of people use it on their feet also. A lot of people's feet get hard and they crack. This can keep the feet soft, and you'll be surprised. You think about coconut oil, and you think about an oil being slippery. This stuff goes right into the skin, and by the time you rub it in, it's really not slippery at all. You can put this stuff on your hands and then just do whatever you want to do and handle stuff, and it won't slip out of your hands. You can put it on your feet and walk across the floor and stop real fast. You're not going to go sliding. Your feet not going to slide out from under you. But they can even be used as a makeup remover. A lot of different uses, like you said, Tom, for coconut oil. And if you have a need for any of this stuff, we'd love to talk to you about it. Come on into Max, make tracks to Max. Talk to the folks over in Good Food Grocery. They can help you out with coconut oil products.
Last thing, look in the camera. Look at those folks and tell them why they should consider, if they're not a customer at Max, transferring their prescriptions, their pharmacy products, or just coming in and trade at Max Mart. Look in that camera and give Max a sales pitch.
Well, we're very much invested in the community, and this is the community that we both live in. So if you are living in our community, then we want to have you as one of our patients. We want to be able to take care of you, and we want to know you when you come through the door. I had a gentleman yesterday talk about how he liked it when he came in that somebody would always say his name, and he said that made him feel good. That's the kind of relationships we like to develop. We also like to support local teams. So if you have kids that have gone to Dobbins Bennett, Sullivan South, Sullivan North, Volunteer, we've supported all those schools. So we've helped support your kids in their athletic endeavors, and not just athletic endeavors. We've supported the bands too. We support just about everything. The Miss Kingsport pageant just took place. We supported those girls over there in the Miss Kingsport pageant. So just that's what we do, and we want to be part of that. A lot of times you may not realize it, but when you're going to different chain pharmacies, that money is not staying here in the community. It's going to their headquarters. Most of those headquarters can be in Illinois, it can be in Rhode Island, it can be in Arkansas. So those are just some of the places that when you're giving your business to them, that's where that money's going. We try to keep almost all of our money in the community. So if you come in and do business with us, know that money is going to be recycled. It's going to be paying local employees here, of course, and we have a pretty good staff of around 25 folks here that can help you. But it's also going to help your kids, your grandkids in the community as well. We're big patrons of Lincoln Elementary School, which is the school that's closest to us in the Kingsport City School System. We help them throughout the year with different projects that they have going on. We've also got free vitamin programs for elementary school kids. So if your kid is in elementary school, we would love for you to come in, sign up. You can get 30 vitamins for them at no charge every month for a year. So we're looking to help make Kingsport a healthier place, and that starts by making tracks to Max, and we hope you do.
Open 7 days a week. The hours are
7 days a week, Monday through Friday. We start off at 8 in the morning and close at 7. Saturdays we're here from 8 until 6, and Sundays 1 to 5. So for all your healthcare needs, make tracks to Max.
Make tracks to Max. Great job. I know he's got to get back, and we got to take a quick break, and we will do that, and we'll come right back here live at Max Mart. Good job, Dr. Barry Walton, on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
We're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. On the phone with us, you can see there's our buddy Greg Salyer with our Major League Baseball update. Normally we're at Chick-fil-A. Today we're here, and we'll be back at Chick-fil-A, of course, next week on our regular stop. But again, Greg is gracious enough to A, hang out and wait on us, and B, talk a little baseball over the phone. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good, Tom. How are you?
Just fine, sir. And so we'll start with Daniel Norris, who unfortunately, and I hate to say that, but he did not have a good start. He's doing a rehab last night at Toledo. And again, let me give you the numbers of Daniel Norris. He went 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those earned, walked 2, struck out 4, gave up a home run in only 3 innings of baseball. So he threw 66 pitches, 39 for strikes, but again, got batted around a little bit, knocked around. He faced 14 batters, so they put him down for a rehab start. I would assume, purely an assumption, on the Tigers organization, they would say that was not a good night for Daniel Norris. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Paul Tuckett took a 3-0 lead in the first inning on a double and an error. So of course, one of those runs was unearned. But yeah, that was a disappointing night for Daniel Norris. I know he was hoping to have a good outing there against Paul Tuckett for Toledo, and then of course, he didn't get any help either. The Mud Hens were shut out in that game for the 10th time this year. So, tough night for Daniel. Hopefully he can have another good game the next time he comes out.
Speculation, of course, did the Detroit Tigers send him down, or going to let him stay on the current roster for the big league team, or what do you think may happen? I know it's all speculation, but what do you think?
Yeah, I'm betting because he was on the disabled list and he's doing rehab. I'll bet that he will get maybe 2 more starts in Toledo before they make a decision about what they're going to do as far as bringing him back up. But I would say that he'll have 2 more starts there before they make a decision on what they're going to do, and then they may leave him. They may leave him there with Toledo and bring somebody else up, depending on how he does. I'd say in this next 2 starts.
We're live at Max Medicine Mart. William Yarber is going to join us coming up here in a few minutes to wrap up the show. But we're talking to Greg Salyer, talking baseball. So the Yankees dip into the pool and go get themselves some help. And they picked up Todd Frazier, and they've had a big night last night and a deal with the White Sox. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees did exactly what they needed to do. They needed bullpen help, so they were really looking at David Robertson. And, I've heard that name with the Yankees now for quite some time. He spent 7 years in the Yankees bullpen already. The last 2.5 years there with the Chicago White Sox, and the Yankees needed help. I mean, let's face it, their bullpen has not been producing. Aroldis Chapman is not doing what he has been known to do, and that is miss bats. And, so they needed some bullpen help, so they go out and they get David Robertson and Tommy Conley from the White Sox, and Todd Frazier, which I think is also someone that they needed. A bat with some pop. He's not hitting with the average like he would like to have this year. His average is way down. His numbers are down, I guess, all the way across the board. But lately he's been on fire. I mean, he's been really productive in the last few games. And, with a hurt first baseman, I would imagine we're going to see him playing first base for the Yankees instead of third. And the Yankees gave up some good, solid players as well. I mean, Blake Rutherford, Tito Polo, Ian Clark, and Tyler Clippard, which, of course, I think Tyler Clippard is probably the only guy of those 4 that's going to be in the majors with the White Sox soon. But I mean, immediately is. But Blake Rutherford was the Yankees' #1 draft pick last year, and ranked number 30 prospect in all of baseball. So, I think this was a good move for both teams. The White Sox are really stacked in the minor leagues. They have one of the best minor league systems in baseball right now just because of all the guys they've been getting in these trades.
We're talking to Greg Salyer, talking Major League Baseball. We're live here at Max Medicine Mart. So, you look at the American League East, you see the Red Sox with a 2-game lead over Tampa Bay. The Yankees 3.5 out, so very much anybody's race. In Baltimore and Toronto are only 8 games out, so there's a lot of baseball to be played. If you're the Red Sox, now I know they were flirting with going out and getting Josh Donaldson from Toronto to fill that third base need. When they see their rival go get some players, do they open up the checkbook and get some people before the trade deadline on the 31st?
Yeah, I think the Red Sox are now going to have to do something. I think the Yankees have pushed them into the position where they're going to have to do something. And third base is really what they're going to do. Of course, they designated Pablo Sandoval for assignment, and, so they're going to have to make a move, I think, before the trade deadline. And who knows what they might pull out of their hat. Boston's known for going out and getting exactly what they need. So I would imagine they're going to be doing that and picking up a third baseman at least. And probably I would imagine they will probably pick up some bullpen help as well if they can before the trade deadline.
Winners last night and yesterday: the Orioles, the Pirates, the Diamondbacks beat the Reds 11-2. Cardinals, the Red Sox, the Phillies, the Cubs beat the Braves 5-1. Yankees, the Dodgers, we'll talk about them in a moment. The Astros, Detroit, the Rockies, the Rays, the Nationals, and the Indians all get W's in the bigs last night and yesterday. Speaking of the Nationals, the Angels, a couple of guys went deep. It's pretty cool stuff out on the West Coast. Trout and Harper go deep. Tell me about that.
Yeah, this is a really cool week because if you have DirecTV, MLB Extra Innings is free this week. So you can watch every game in Major League Baseball this week if you have DirecTV on Extra Innings. And last night there's one station that you can get on there, and you can watch 8 games at one time. So I actually had that on for a little while last night. It kind of made my head hurt trying to keep up with 8 games at once, but Yeah, I was actually watching that for a while, but I was zoned in on that Nationals-Angels game and had already decided, yeah, at 10 o'clock I'm switching over and I'm going to watch that game. And, of course, that was a fascinating game. I watched most of it. I had to go to bed before it was over, but, of course, Bryce Harper hit a home run with 2 outs in the top of the first, and Mike Trout answered with a home run with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. And I think that's exactly, what we were expecting to see and wanted to see. But that game, I'll tell you, as I watched the game, I got into the pitchers as well. Edwin Jackson, who's a journeyman, he's pitched for about everybody, it seems like, back with the Nationals. I think this is his second time pitching for the Nationals. And then Jesse Chavez for the Angels. These two guys put on a show last night as far as pitching. I hated to see either one of those guys get the loss, and neither of them did, so I was kind of glad that happened. Jackson got the win, but Chavez did not get the loss in that game. But both of them pitched a really good game, and it was an exciting game, back and forth, and that's the kind of game I like to watch.
Harper, his fourth home run in 5 games since the All-Star break. The guy's on fire. So Harper, again, one of the best in the bigs. And Mike Trout's back obviously off the DL, doing well for the Angels, who are going to try and make a run for the postseason, the wild card playoffs. And Houston is totally dominating that division in the American League West. They're up by, 15.5 over Seattle, and the Angels are 17 back. So they got a long way to go to even consider getting into the wild card, but maybe Trout back and Pujols gets hot, they can make some noise. The Dodgers, unstoppable. Their 10th straight win. These guys are unbelievable. Tell us about the LA Dodgers.
Wow, yeah, absolutely. The Dodgers are 39-11 at home this year. They are just tearing it up. 691 win percentage, and with the pitching that they have, it's just almost impossible to go against these guys. I mean, it's hard to score runs off of a pitching staff like the Dodgers have, and then when you put together the lineup that they have as well, they're producing, and that's all it takes. If you've got any kind of pitching at all, and then your lineup can produce some runs for you, then you're going to do well, and that's exactly what we see with the Dodgers. I definitely the best team in the National League, I think, this year. I will say this, though, in the playoffs, don't overlook Washington. I think Washington can give the Dodgers a run for their money. I don't know that they will, but I think they can, and we'll see what happens when we get there. But that's a phenomenal team. I mean, just to see them winning consistently like they are, 65-29, just an unbelievable record. And good for them, best team in baseball, best record in baseball.
Well, and to take that one step further, in the last 34 games, the Dodgers are 30-4. They have win streaks of 6 in a row, 10 in a row, 3 in a row, now 10 in a row in their last 34 games. So they are unbelievable. Of course, it all sounds good now, but when you get into a short series in the playoffs, we'll see how it goes. But you would think they've punched their ticket already for the postseason. So keep an eye on the Dodgers with the best team and best record in baseball. Pirates have Starling Marte back. They rejoined the team after an 80-game performance-enhancing drug suspension last night. He was back in the lineup in the leadoff spot. So, again, that's got to be a good sign for the Pittsburgh Pirates trying to get things going. They're 6 out right now, trailing the Cardinals and the Cubs and the front runner, the Brewers. So does that give them a big shot in the arm, both literally and psychologically, to have him back?
Yeah, absolutely. They were really looking for Starling Marte this year to be a leader on their team. Really unfortunate that he got the suspension. That he did what he had. That he did what he did to get suspended. I guess is what I'm saying. It was unfortunate, but they were looking at him to be their center fielder. He ended up not being there. McCutchen ended up playing in center this year, like he has for the past several years. But they were moving McCutchen to right. But it's I think that's a boost that they're going to need. They're close. I mean, really in the Central, the only team that's out of it is Cincinnati, and so I think that's anybody's division to win. One of these teams can get hot, which they've won their last 3 games. They're 8-2 over their last 10 games, and the only team that's even really been close to that is the Cubs, which has won their last 5, and they're 7-3 over their last 10.
And don't look down, but here come the Cardinals. Michael Wacha last night. They won for the 5th time in the last 7 games. Wacha, again, put the team on his back and off to 3-hit shutout against the Mets. Went in the complete game into the 9th inning and got it. So Walk has now allowed no more than 2 earned runs in each of his last 5 starts. He's getting hot just the right time for the Cardinals. You said this last week going to the All-Star break. You said, Tom, Milwaukee's where they are, but Cubs and the Cardinals will not stay where they are. And so the movement has begun. The Cubs and the Cardinals are beginning to march to the top. So it's going to get interesting, isn't it?
It is. Milwaukee's lost their last 3 games. So be real interesting to see what happens. I think August is where we're really going to see what these teams are made of. When it's hot and the guys are worn out and they're tired and they've played over 100 games. We're going to see where these guys really are. And look out for the Cardinals and the Cubs. And I expect the Cardinals to make a big move. I think they'll make a trade as well before the trade deadline, and they'll get that. I think they'll get that middle of the lineup bat that they've been seeking, and we'll see what happens when they do.
Giancarlo Stanton went deep again last night. He leads the National League with 29 home runs. He crushed his 3rd home run in the last 6 plate appearances. This guy's on fire, and so big Giancarlo went deep again last night with a mortar shot. So this guy's playing some great baseball coming out of the All-Star break. Here's another guy, Travis Shaw. Again, Shaw crushing his 21st home run of the season last night. A 3-run shot that made it all the way to the Allegheny River outside PNC Park in Pittsburgh. So this guy, good grief, to knock it out of the ballpark into the river. Again, it comes up with that argument, is the ball juiced? And I don't know. I think you're right. They're just bigger and stronger. So, when you're up there big as you are and you're strong, been working out in the weights, and you stick that bat out there and swing and make contact, it's going to go somewhere. And this guy against the Brewers hits one into the river. So, pretty big stuff, big guy. So, again, they continue to hit the deep and the long balls. And, of course, that puts people in the stands. They want to see home runs, don't they? They want to see offense.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what they want to see. And I'm okay with a good pitcher still from time to time. But if I'm bought my ticket and I go there, I want to see a home run. And Hosey and I were talking today about when we went up to Cincinnati a couple years ago and saw the Reds and the Tigers play, and how he got to see a walk-off grand slam. And said, hey, by the way, that guy got traded to the Yankees last night. Todd Frazier hit it. So, you don't see a walk-off grand slam every day.
Tigers traded outfielder J.D. Martinez to the Diamondbacks for 3 prospects. Tigers are in the sell mode now, so they've unloaded one of the big guys. Orioles are ready to trade outfielder Seth Smith and a couple of relievers, Zach Britton and Brad Brock. They are kind of up for grabs now for the Orioles. Trade deadline's on July 31st. Astros are looking around. The Rockies are in the market for rotation help at the deadline, so see a lot of movement between now and July the 31st, which is 11 more days, and so or 10 more days. It'll be 11 more days, so it could get real interesting real quick, can't it?
It sure can. Of course, J.D. Martinez will be flying into Cincinnati and playing against the Reds tonight, and Zach Greinke is going to be on the mound for the Diamondbacks, so it doesn't look good for my Reds again tonight. But then again, that first trade that we saw, we can go back to that one, Quintana, when the Cubs picked him up. Their starting rotation has been underperforming. That's the reason that they've not been having the season they had last year. They went out and did something about it. Got the guy that seemed to be the guy that everybody wanted, and the Cubs went out and pulled the trigger and gave up a lot, but got their guy.
By the way, if you want the stadium in Dodger Stadium to be named after you, the Dodgers are reportedly asking $12 million per year for the naming rights to the field at Dodger Stadium. So open up the checkbook and write it. We can make it Greg Salyer Stadium. How's that?
Hey, that sounds great. I think I may have that much change later around the house.
There you go. Anything else you want to tell us? Yeah, there you go. Just go in Abigail's piggy bank and get the money out. So there you go.
Yeah, that's it.
She hoards it. I know that. She said, Mr. Tom, I've always got money. I said, okay. So.
No, she doesn't either.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's Rebecca.
Yeah, it's Rebecca. If Abigail has a quarter in her pocket and she walks by one of those machines, she has to put it in.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's called being young. Not a thing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
one thing we will mention, Cubs are playing the Braves today, and in the first inning today, Chris Bryant went out of the game with an apparent injury to his left hand. Hit a double in the first inning, trying to steal third base. Looked like he jammed his hand against the third baseman's shoe, trying to slide in head first. And they said it looked like his ring finger that maybe is injured on that hand, but he did leave the game in the first inning today against the Braves.
There you go. Before I let you go, what's going on at the church house this Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday's going to be an interesting day. We've got Sunday morning, we're going to be looking at Acts chapter 4, verses 1 through 12, talking about the importance of the name. And I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. It's sort of a surprise. But, of course, the name is Jesus, and that's the name we're going to be looking at. And then Sunday evening, my intern, Noah, is going to be preaching. So looking forward to that on Sunday evening as well.
There you go. It's all good. By the way, the update, Cubs lead the Braves 1-0 in the fourth. Yankees and Twins start early. They are scoreless on top of the first, the Yankees and the Minnesota Twins. So that's what's going on again in Major League Baseball, and that's what's going on here in the Major League Baseball update. Hey, great report, my friend. Keep smiling. Thanks for waiting on us, and we'll talk to you next week at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City, back at our regular spot, all right?
All right, sounds good.
Yep, great job. Our buddy Greg Sire, again, appreciate it very much. Again, from our Major League Baseball update. We'll take a quick break, come right back and wrap up our show with William Yarber's going to come back with us one more time for Max Medicine Mart, give us some more updates and some things we know about from Max Medicine Mart. He'll come back and join us one more time right after you hear this time out. We're live at Max Medicine Mart in Kingsport. Tomorrow, Champion Chevrolet and the Bristol Motor Mile. And then on Friday, Food City Friday in Churchill for the Midnight Madness sale. William Yarber next to wrap us up here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and we are live here at Max Mart for just a few more minutes. Again, if you have not, you should. Again, get yourself ready for Dollywood. Giving away those 2 one-day passes coming up on Friday. There it is again, one more time. TomTaylorSports.com/contest. Again, the winner will be announced Friday. We'll be live at Food City in Churchill for the Midnight Madness sale. All thanks to Jeremy Livesey at Mortgage Investors Group at JeremyLivesey.com. 2 one-day passes. William, have you ever been to Dollywood?
I sure have.
You have?
Yeah, many times.
Tell me about Dollywood. Folks out there that are listening, we've got 7 or 8 states represented out here watching, listening. So if they've never been to Dollywood, give us a pitch. What do you think? In your opinion, tell me about Dollywood.
I mean, it's pretty nice. I mean, anybody can go there, you know, because, I mean, you've got, you know, stuff for older people to go see. You know, they have shows. They've got, you know, entertainment for people really of all ages. You know,
you ride the rides?
Yeah.
Roller coaster guy?
It's pretty much one reason I would go.
Have you rode the ones on the screen here? I don't even know which one it is. Let's see.
It's been a few years since I've been there.
Is that one? That's the one where they hang out on the edge, right? That's the
no, I haven't.
Eagles or some kind of eagle's wings, or
I haven't done that one yet. That must have been kind of new, yeah.
So, anyway, you would recommend folks registering for Dollywood?
Yeah, it's a fun time.
I mean, why would you not? 2 one-day passes, and then once you get in the park, whenever you use them, it can be used anytime between now and the end of the calendar year. Once you get there, if you want to update them to the 2018 season pass, you can for a discount. So it's a no-brainer. So,
yeah, it's great.
Anyway, TomTaylorSports.com/contest. We'll give those away on Friday. 2 one-day passes, over $100 a piece, and you can't beat it. All right, Williams here one more time before we get out of here, and let's start with Ben and Jerry's ice cream. How about that? They sell Ben and Jerry's here at Max Medicine Mart. Tell me about it.
We carry the non-dairy version of Ben and Jerry's, so to our lactose intolerant customers, they can still come in and enjoy Ben and Jerry's. We have a few flavors. That's just one that I grabbed just to kind of show the label. But
coffee caramel fudge, non-dairy.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's almond milk base. So if you have any allergens to dairy, but you still want your Ben and Jerry's, we got you covered.
Tried Cherry Garcia here a couple of weeks ago. Awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Love that.
Now, Halo Top.
Halo Top, yeah. That's another good one going on. And they actually list their calories per pint on the front. So you get 280 calories per pint. It's really good ice cream, too. Birthday cake is my favorite one. It's just good quality stuff.
Halo
We've carried
and then this one is
the lemon cake, and that one's a little lighter on the calories too. It's about 40 calories less. But we've got 4 different flavors. There's just 2 that I grabbed. We also have the chocolate and the strawberry to go with the birthday cake and the lemon.
Okay. And this is Good Food Grocery. He's the manager. It's a store within a store here at Max Medicine Mart. So show and tell. Come up.
It's a new product of ours. It's an organic ice cream sandwich. They're lemon flavored. So, yeah, just nothing really dairy free or anything like that about them, but they are organic, made with organic milk. It's a great product. Everybody here really loves it. Just something new we've gotten in the past couple of weeks.
This is 3 Twins ice cream, lemon ice cream wafer sandwiches.
Yeah.
So
it's good stuff.
Let's see what we got as far as calories. Only 180 calories per serving.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So total fat grams only 7, so you can cool down and not have to worry about your waistline, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, what else we got?
So we're still on the subject of staying cool this summer. Thought I'd bring some of our electrolyte enhanced waters. That one's a favorite of Mr. Walton there. He does the Aqua Hydrate. Actually ordering cases at a time. So it's good stuff. It's got your electrolytes. And it's actually alkaline water, which is a high pH to help keep you hydrated. Especially in this summer heat, we all need to stay hydrated.
Absolutely. Aqua Hydrate. Okay. Got that one.
Yeah, and this is very similar to the Aqua Hydrate. It's just a different brand. That one is also an alkaline water that has electrolytes added to it. They do theirs a little step further by a higher filtration process to remove fluoride and heavy metals. So some people really go for the essential. Me myself, that's what I prefer to drink.
That's
it's
a
good
lot
stuff.
of water
I love
right
it.
there.
Yeah, I try to drink 4 of those a day.
4 of these a
yeah.
day?
Yeah.
No wonder you're slim and trim. Okay.
Right. So, still staying cool. We have the Republic of Tea iced tea. What's really cool about their iced tea bags is they're actually pouches. So, one of those will do a quart of tea at a time. It's really good tea. Yeah. Just brew it, toss some ice in there, and you're set. It's really good tea. We have 7 different flavors of their iced tea brand. They do strawberry basil that's really good, a watermelon mint. That one is the pineapple with coconut water, and there's also mango with coconut water.
Steeps 8 1-quart pitchers. Republic of Tea. Wow.
Yeah, when you open it up, it's a giant pouch about that big that just drops in there. So you don't have to fool with all the tiny little bags. And
cool.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
That's very nice. So that, again,
That's
and then you have the drink that you're.
Yeah, I'm actually drinking Honest Tea right now. It's a
Did you
Honest
get this
Tea.
during the breaks? Did you get this Honest Tea? Honest Tea? Honest Tea, Tom? I said, yes, William, I got it. Honest Tea. So that's good too. And so what's the benefits of this particular tea?
They are a USDA certified organic tea. They have a lot of unsweetened teas, and they have the little phrase on top that's just a tad sweet, so they're really low on the sugar. Just good quality tea that you don't have, boatloads of sugar in, so it's good for everybody. And then we even have the sugarless. So good all around.
Yep. Now, look in the camera. Tell folks, a lot of folks, you just told me off air that come in and go, we didn't know you had a grocery store in here. Good Food Grocery, it's basically about half the store.
Yeah.
Certainly at least a fourth of it. So look in the camera and give a pitch and tell them why they should come. If they're in the sound of our voice and here in the Tri-Cities, come in here and shop at Good Food Grocery.
Well, we try to carry products that nobody else carries in town. And me, myself, doing a vegan diet, I know how hard it is to actually, find products that you want to use and it's actually good. So we carry all the stuff everybody else doesn't carry. We also tailor to everybody's needs, being gluten-free. We have paleo diet products. We have an extensive freezer. We have refrigerated products, alkaline waters like we was talking about earlier. So we carry a lot of stuff that nobody else carries. So yeah, I'd recommend everybody come at least check us out and see what we got.
There you go. What's the hours you're open, by the way?
We're open 8 to 7. We have the same hours as Max. So we're
8 to 7 Monday through?
Yeah, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday we're open 8 to 6, and Sunday 1 to 5.
There you go. Open 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Max Mart. You did a great job. Now you're going to join us for a final push for Carlson Nutrigold Monday. We're going to check in with Wim. We're going to be in West Virginia and South Charleston broadcasting live. We're going to call back and let him talk to us one more time about what's going on, because it'll be the final week of the push for the month of July for Carlson and for Nutrigold. So you'll be ready to go and do that on Monday, right?
Yeah, definitely.
This guy's good. Give me some take.
All right, man.
This is a guy. Let me tell you, this is the cool thing about doing a show for me. I'm being serious about this because, when I see people that they see the microphone and he didn't run, but he said, I don't think I want to do this. I've had people literally run. It's like, I'm not getting close to that thing. It's like it's a gun or something. So William has gone from, I don't know. Then it's like, yeah, okay, I'll try it one time. And now it's like, yeah, man, anytime you want me, I'm ready to go. So he really does a good job. And that, for me personally, that's really cool to see people go from being a little hesitant or apprehensive to going, hey, this guy can do this, I can do this. So William does a great job, and I'm glad you do it. You're superb. So I'll talk to you Monday, all right?
All right, sounds good, man.
Yep, good man right there. Again, our buddy, again, hang on right here. Let me flip me back over here one more time. We'll let William get back. In fact, he's getting ready to go to lunch, I believe. He waited around to allow me to have him on the show. There you see behind us Dr. Barry Walton and Phil and Barbara McManus. The folks got this thing going. And again, of course, Kevin Smith, the pharmacist. So we've had a great run. We do want to say thanks. Jim Klein sent me a text and said he got tied up with a customer. We understand that comes first, and so we'll hope to have him back on very, very soon. We will be at Champion Chevrolet tomorrow, broadcasting live, the #1 Chevy dealer in the entire state of Tennessee. Nobody sells more Chevrolets from Mountain City to Memphis than the folks, again, at Champion Chevrolet. We'll be there broadcasting live in the showroom tomorrow with our buddy Andy Dietrich and Tim Copenhaver and all the folks. Got a full show ready to go tomorrow there. Friday will be on down the road here in Churchill with Food City Friday for the Midnight Madness sale. We'll be there broadcasting live. I know Al's going to be there from Grip Energy Drink, our title sponsor of the shows. We're looking forward to being there Friday. So big Midnight Madness sale coming up at all Food Cities on Friday. So we'll be there for that. Again, in Johnson City tomorrow, Champion Chevrolet. So thanks again to the folks who were with us today. Mike Hedrick from Northern Virginia, the NASCAR fan reporter. And we'll get an update on what happens tonight at the Eldora Dirt Derby and the dirt track race in Eldora, Ohio tonight. Kyle Larson, the defending champion of that race, he will not be there tonight racing. But again, we'll crown a new champion of that race tonight. Also, Greg Sire checking in with us, a Major League Baseball update. Dr. Barry Walton, of course, from Max Medicine Mart, and William Yarber, also some from Max, and appreciate those folks very much. We are out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Be sure and like us and share us, and you do, and we appreciate that. We wrap up show number 560. They said it would never last, and we certainly appreciate the folks who believe in us and continue to be with us here on the show. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours until we greet you tomorrow at 11 o'clock from Champion Chevrolet in Johnson City in the Bristol Motor Mile. We will tell you, as always, to wrap up our show, win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching us, and have a great Wednesday. So long, everybody.